But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you.
Which is the first commandment of all?
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might, and with all thy strength. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Master, thou hast said the truth. There is one God, and none other but He. And to love Him with all the heart, and with all the understanding, and with all the soul, and with all the strength, and to love his neighbor as himself, is more than all the whole burnt offerings and sacrifices.
Thou art not far from the kingdom of God.
Hello, good morning, guys. Yeah, sorry I had to set it a little bit later. I was having internet problems, so I set it on my phone. I set it on my phone through my mobile data for 10 o'clock a.m. But the internet stopped playing up now, so here we are. Good to see you guys. Roger, I think was in earlier on. Good to see you, Roger. Barbara, good to see you as always. And logical observations, hiya. These John Todd video. It's a bunch of tapes from what I can gather about his life. I think Barbara knows more about it than me. I got the idea from Barbara. I only listened to a little tiny bit of the tape just to see if it's audible. I mean, it is done from tape, so it's a little grainy. I'm sure you'll be able to make out what he's saying though. So it is a little grainy, but it seems like I don't know how many tapes there are. It goes like 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B. So I think it's from the whole lot of his life. I don't know if he became a pastor or anything. If you look his name up, it says conspiracy theorist. We know that it's most of the conspiracy theories are bloody true, not theories, fact. Yeah, with a few exceptions, obviously. So I don't know much about the guy, but I'm looking forward to hearing what he's got to say. First part, I think it's about 40 minutes long. It was simply titled "When I Was Saved, I Knew Absolutely Nothing About the Bible," apart from a few things, but I couldn't fit the whole title in, so I had to cut it down to like I knew nothing about the Bible. So how many we got in? I don't think we've got many in. I think we've got 6. We have to refresh to see 6. Give it another couple of minutes, and I'll start playing Mr. John Todd's 1A tape. Actually, I'll get up now, ready to go. Just ready for how long is it? Yeah, it's 42 minutes long. John Todd, tape 1A. When I was saved, I knew absolutely nothing about the Bible. Open.
Talk about John Todd in March 1974.
Hold on.
Though I was not given his name at the time. I the author of the comic book publications like Broken Cross, the Crusader series, and some of the little pamphlets like Big Daddy and G.I. Joe.
I'm sure it clears up a bit, but anyway, I'll leave it for a second. It does. I mean, it's old. It's tape. It's done in tape. Obviously, put onto YouTube. Whatever compression that has gone through, it's bound to be a bit weird it's sounding. But I'm sure it'll come. I'm sure we'll start understanding what it says. I was a little worried about the quality of it, but I'm sure if you can't understand it, then let me know, guys, and I'll. I mean that it's downloaded. It sounds just the same coming straight from YouTube, though. It sounds exactly the same. Let me know if you can't. and might move on to the next one, whatever. But I dare say we'll be able to make it out. There's bound to be bits I'm not going to be able to make out because it's old tape, I suppose. Probably went through some damage. I mean, I think Barbara said it's from the 60s and 70s. This guy's from the 60s and 70s. He's young life anyway. And I think that's when these tapes were recorded. So, yeah. We'll give it a go. We'll give it a go and see what it's saying. Hey, Logical. I'm sorry, I've said hello, Logical. But hello, dude. Chilean. Good to see you, bro. And Jeff Gass said, good to see you too. Good to see you too. But let me know if you can't, if you really can't understand anything. I'm hoping you can, so we can just get on with it, because I'm interested to hear what he's got to say. I don't even know if he's still alive. I don't even know. I don't know much about him at all. Barbara does, I guess, yeah. Anyway, same static picture. You've seen the picture. That's the picture. It's the same static picture all the way through. It's just like I say, it's tapes. It's the same static picture. Where it's got its Ross Sales Game, didn't you know? The comic strip, the Illuminati and witchcraft. I dare say that's what he I don't dare say he was in on that. I don't know his testimony. Let's wait and see. Right. We're on 7 now. I'll do. Oh, it went down to, never mind. Okay, we'll get on with it. But let me know if you can't. I mean, there's bound to be bits that I've got to be mumbly, but here we go.
So this is your life, and we're saying a number of very effective comic book type gospel tracts, which have reached a circulation, I believe, of more than 3 million copies. And God has wonderfully blessed Jack Chick's ministry. Jack Chick called me in March of 1974 about a certain subject and mentioned the fact that he just met a converted Druid priest who was saved out of Druidism, which is a very high level of witchcraft. And he told me that this particular converted priest knew personally of more than 50 to 60 cases of human sacrifice perpetrated in this country. Now, at that time, Johnny Todd's name was not given to me. Then about the last of May or 1st of June of this year, just about 5 or 6 months ago, about 5 months ago, Jack Chick called me again, not remembering who I was because he had not met personally, and began to tell me about this man named Johnny Todd who was converted out of witchcraft. And then I reminded him of the conversation we had about 3.5 years before.
So is this not John Todd talking? Because it sounds like someone talking about John Todd. I thought it was actually John Todd talking. Would you be able to illuminate me on that, Barbara? I'm not actually making out a lot of what he's saying. I'm hoping it clears up a little bit.
In March of 1974, and I asked if Johnny Todd were the same man who referred to as a converted Druid priest in 1974. He said, yes, Johnny Todd is the man. Well, I've had several occasions talking with Johnny Todd, and I know that Johnny Todd knows what he's talking about when he talks about witchcraft and other occult organizations. The Lord Jesus Christ saved Johnny Todd out of witchcraft 5 years ago. And
You said the Lord John Todd just, the Lord God just saved John Todd about 5 years ago or something. So it's someone telling his testimony. Or is he about to interview John Todd? I don't know.
have personally talked with Johnny Todd on the basis of Jack Chick's recommendations. Having known Johnny Todd now for more than 4 years, and my having known him for some 6 months, I believe that Johnny Todd is a genuinely converted man, saved by the grace of God out of the depths of Satanism. And without taking any more of his time, Johnny, you haven't.
So John Todd was saved out of the depths of Satanism. So yeah, I dare say he was part of the Illuminati and witchcraft and all that at one point. I'm really sorry about the quality, but it's just what it is. They're all on tapes. But hopefully you guys can hear it. I'm making out bits.
5 minutes to 10. And you're watching one of those videos? 8-5? I have 15 after now. Okay, God bless you. Johnny Todd. Thank you.
Right.
Before I start today, I'd like.
He was introducing John Todd. Got you. It must be in the church setting, giving his testimony or something like that. Right, here we go. So it's John Todd talking now.
The
leave a text with everybody. I try to leave it across the country. When I was saved, I knew absolutely nothing about the Bible except some basic teaching that I had picked up by accident when I was.
That's how the title actually was. When I was saved, I knew absolutely nothing about the Bible except some basic teachings, but I didn't have enough room for the full title.
About 10 years old in a Nazarene church, when the people that I was being raised by that were in witchcraft found out that I had went to this church, they, as they say, blew their stack. And that was that for going and hearing anything about the Word of God. So everything I know about the Bible I've learned in the last 5 years. I had some very, very good teachers in San Antonio, a man named Jack Taylor.
I mean, so he's saying all he knows about the Bible he learned in the last 5 years. I know how that feels. I mean, in a year and a half when I went to rehab, Teen Challenge, they say that the amount of Bible teaching we got in there, it was pure 24/7, as well as working as well and doing training and doing chapel and all that. You did classes. It was almost like a school. It was almost like a Bible school. But the rehab I was in, it was 24/7 Bible. So they say in that rehab school, now at the rehab I was in, Teen Challenge, who was established by Dave Wilkerson, crossing the Switchblade, Dave Wilkerson, if anybody knows, Nicky Cruz and all that. Anyway, the point, yeah, a year and a half in there. I mean, they say that. They say a year in there. It's like getting 7 years of actual church teachings. Well, if you were going to church for seven years, it'd be like equivalent to that. So yeah, we had it drummed into. So I dare say, like, you just went pure Bible. A lot of people do. They get the thirst for God's inspired word, and get engrossed in it. Sorry, having chest problems.
Baptist pastor. And when I told him, it was like 2 days after I was saved, the things that I had come out of and was afraid of and so on, he gave me this scripture as kind of my battle cry text, whatever, throughout the walk in the ministry that I would have later. And I've left it with Christians because in a day and age when we see so much happening around us,
I'm sitting there talking, you guys can't even see me. It's not like you need to watch. It's all the same static picture, so it's not like I need to move for anything, is it? I didn't even realize I wasn't there. So, yeah, sorry guys. Here I am. Back to it.
we lose sight of who's behind what is happening around us. We lose sight that if it is good and positive, it's the Lord, and if it's evil and rebellious, it's the devil. A lot of times we look at our teenage children and we think that they're the devil, and the teenage children look at the parents and think they're the devil. And we lose sight of really who our enemy is in this warfare.
That's true though, isn't it? Like some people, some parents or some, I also look at certain kids and say, they're the devil, and some kids would say that about certain adults. Yeah. And I mean, how true might any of them have been? Because there's certainly infernal humans out there, that's for sure.
That we're in. So I'd like to leave this with you. I'm sure many of you know it, and if you don't, I recommend that you mark it in your Bible and learn it by heart. Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. I didn't bring my Amplified with me today. I was a little rushed as I was.
I mean, that's a while ago he recorded this, but see how Scripture stands all the time. I mean, this is probably about 50 years ago, 60 years ago or something. 40 years ago, not probably more like, not 40, not 50, 60, 40 years ago, more like. But see how using the same Scripture as we use today about powers and principalities and all that, because it stands all the way through. God's inspired word stands. It's the Bible. It says it in the Bible, doesn't it? There's nothing new under the sun. What was relevant then is relevant now. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Late, but the Amplified gives a much clearer description of it. So many times we see political corruption and things going on, and these are a few things that I'm going to discuss today. But we lose sight
John, good to see you, brother, man. Good to see you, bro.
of who's behind that political corruption. We looked at Nixon's era, we look at some of the things that Jimmy Carter's doing today, and we know they're not Christian deeds. We know that they have nothing to do with the Lord, but we kind of scratch them off to the man. We scratch them off to the enemy, and then man is not the enemy. I came out of a family that was, many of you, how many of you were raised Baptist? We'll start that way. All your life, that's what you were raised from the time you were a little child, a Baptist. How many of you were raised in a Christian home? Okay. Now, so in the Pentecostal churches, which I try to avoid as much as possible, they have a term called homegrown Pentecostal. I guess homegrown Baptist would be just as fashionable. Well, I was a homegrown witch. From the time that I was 5 years old, I knew nothing but witchcraft. I would have known it sooner, but they didn't discuss it with me. They take you very, very young. And even before...
From the age of 5-year-old, he already knew loads about witchcraft. Isn't that mental? Take you when you're very young. Mad stuff, but real stuff. It's real. These things. And a lot of people that, and like I say, when I searched his name, I thought I'd find pastor or something like that, but it came up conspiracy theorist. Like we always get that label. And once upon a time, I would have said I was into conspiracy theories. But that's only just because that's what it's labelled. I mean, most of the things that are labelled conspiracy theories are now pretty much proven. Not them all, obviously, lizard people and all that's not. I don't believe in lizard people myself. But there is certainly. Sorry, I was reading. I was reading. Barbara said, "PJ, my grandson is watching with me. Much needed conversation." What? Absolutely. Yeah. Can't remember my point. It's because I was there. I caught that message from Barbara. I'm sure it'll come back to me. But I'm sure you knew where I was heading anyway. Most of the things I say to you guys, you probably already bloody know. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a lot of like confirmation with each other. I mean, if I say anything here, it's nothing you don't blooming know. When
they start talking about the so-called positive aspects of witchcraft, they talk about the negative aspects of Christianity. So that being a Christian is a miracle, not because I want it out of witchcraft, but that I would consider Christianity the only way out. Because they brainwash you from very early childhood that the Christian is the most evil being or creature in the universe. That he wants nothing more than to take the everyday witch out and shoot them, burn them, hang them, whatever he can do, and that they are the most hateful beings that ever existed, on the same level as maybe Adolf Hitler. So this is what...
Quite hateful then.
I was raised up to believe. And my last name is Todd, but that was just changed about 60 years ago. Until then, our name was Collins. And the Collins family, my direct tree, was responsible, according to witchcraft history and a few history books that I can find also, with bringing witchcraft to the United States. So when I was 14...
Yeah, Ryan, how you doing, man?
There we go. What's up?
All good? Good was that.
And some of you might consider that a very early age, but it wasn't. It was kind of a late age for this. I was initiated into organized witchcraft. In other words, I was made what Brother Rasmussen is. I was made a pastor, a minister. I was ordained. In fact, a few years later, when I went to enlist in the service, I didn't have to go because I was draft exempt, because I was the ordained minister of a legal recognized church. So, 4D status for a few people who know what that is. I'm sure Brother Rasmussen does. Ordained ministers are exempt. And I enlisted and went through the service until I got into a little shooting incident in Germany. After I'd come back from Vietnam, I'd re-enlisted and went to Germany. And I was getting ready to be court-martialed. In fact, I had everything down pat. I was as good as gone. We had...
I don't know. So he went to Vietnam. And how you doing, Roger? Roger? Roger?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Oh, wow. It took you about 7 hours to answer me. Yeah, I'm all good, bro. I'm all good. How you doing? Yeah, I messaged you earlier. I seen you messaged me, but it was 6 in the morning when you messaged me. I wasn't quite awake at that point. I was awake in time to do the stream, but I was having internet problems, so I changed it on my phone, on my mobile data to 10 o'clock. But the internet started working properly again, so I went on a little bit earlier than 10. Later
So
than
you're
normal.
having it. You're
Sorry?
having internet problems too, right?
Yes, I was. But I mean, I don't usually get many internet problems, but when they happen, it's a pain in the butt, and it always happens at the wrong time. Always happens when you want to do something. So I mean, I put it. Usually, I go through the week. I go 8 a.m. GMT, but I thought it's a weekend. I'm going 9 a.m. So I mean, on Saturdays and Sundays, I'll do 9 a.m. GMT now. But I had to go 10 a.m. GMT because of the blooming internet problems. So I'm glad I didn't go at 8 because I probably would have hit the internet problems while I was doing it, you know. Sorry,
I'm on the new toy.
Yeah, I could kind of see that because you look clearer. And is the camera on the actual laptop or is it an external
It's
camera?
on the laptop. It's on
Right,
the laptop.
cool. Well, it looks a lot better, man. You look a lot better. There's no bang bang clank and all that right the rubbish.
Well, I got it set up right. So
Cool, excellent. Dude.
I got to set up YouTube so I can get my channel to work. I'm working on it. I haven't figured out how to get the mod set up
Right.
for moderation and stuff. I don't know what to do with the monetization exactly. I don't know how to set that up.
Monetization for what? For YouTube?
Yeah.
You can't be monetizing unless you got 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, but I mean, it's asking me questions now, like this, that, and the other. Setting up.
Oh, you don't have to worry about monetization at the minute. It's asking
until I get 1,000 viewers. Yeah, they get.
Well,
and I'm going to stream in 2 days.
Yeah.
So I got it set up.
Oh, you've got the stream set up?
Yeah, for the 26th.
Oh, cool. I don't know if I'm subscribed.
48 hours.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check. Put your link in chat then to make sure I'm subbed to you because I didn't know that you were. I probably am. I just never know who I'm subbed to or not. You know. But put your link in chat just to make sure.
Well, I haven't got the name. I want to change the name of it, but it's got my name on the account.
So it'll be yeah. Once you change it, that'll all change anyway.
Now let me get to YouTube.
Yeah, man. Sorry, I was just downloading a Mr. Super Sidewinder song for after the thing.
I saw him earlier. He was over at Boston Rays doing live stuff.
Oh, okay.
How do I sound now?
Sound good. You sounded okay anyway.
I'm just seeing. This is the first time I've been on here.
Yeah, you sound good. Sound good. You're just using the mic from the laptop, yeah?
No, I'm using the mic on the headset. I got the skull
right. Yeah, if you've got the mic from the laptop deactivated, because sometimes that causes problems. Not now, it's not, but I mean, sometimes you don't deactivate it, you get both mics playing at the same time, and you get some weird bloody buzzings. Not always. Not always. It's a pain in the butts. It just decides itself when it decides to do that. You know.
Yeah. I got to share my. I'm getting used to this laptop too. So let me see. I'm clicked on my channel and it's just saying open a new tab, save image, copy image. I just want to go to my thing. Let's see, I can just go share.
You're trying to open up YouTube and it starts saying about copying image. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's a different kind of laptop. This is a gaming top, so.
Oh, okay.
And the way it's set up is a little different. And
you've got your left and right click on there as well, haven't you?
Yeah, but I don't have a mouse neither.
Yeah, but if it's not a mouse, if you've not got a mouse pad, finger pad, mouse pad.
You need to borrow my mouse. I got 4 or 5 of them in my cabinet in there. I'll lend you one.
Go get one and bring it for me. Come on, go get it.
Do you want it live or do you want it? I can freeze it or freeze dry it if you want. I hear they're tasting on the freeze dried.
When you're ready for the snake to swallow.
Yeah, I'll go to my phone and I'll send it to you there.
Yeah, you sound. I probably am subscribed to you, dude. Anyway, we'll get on with this. Johnny
I
Todd.
think you are actually. I was looking through my subscriptions earlier. I thought I saw your name on the list.
Yeah,
What's
I'm
your
on
name
like
again?
I'm on like that. I just because there's no videos going out. I'm just never sure because I haven't had a notification from you.
Well, I
I
don't.
guess I am.
You'll get notifications when I start doing them. So.
Cool.
You think?
I think so. If you're subscribed.
So what's your first
Like-
line? Yeah,
I think I'm going to go with the Antarctic, James Rock Clark
The
expeditions.
treatise.
okay. Sounds good,
Yeah.
bro. Sounds
They're
good.
simple. They're already made up, and they're easy to review.
Aye.
I'm not digging too deep, but it's relevant. And I can't get.
Roger,
don't have the.
so hold on. All I need to do is go to your name and chat. Hold on. I'm an idiot. Go to channel.
Am I on chat right now?
Yeah, upcoming. It's got that bomber on there. That plane on there. Yeah. I'm
Yeah, that's me.
subscribed. I'm subscribed. Let me share your link. Let me share your link for the upcoming
Okay.
show.
Yeah, I'll get better with this computer the more I look at it.
Yeah, I am subbed to you. Right. This is Roger's link, guys. He's doing. This is the link for the live. He's doing a live in a couple of days, so be there or be a rhombus.
What are we doing with the Rothschilds today here?
This is John Todd. This is the series of tapes that Barbara told me about. So I think John Todd, he's given his testimony. Look, it's years ago. It's probably 70s or 80s or something. I don't know. I heard him say about he was in Vietnam. So, but they're recorded on tapes, and you can tell. It's a little hard to hear, but you can still hear it. You can still hear it. So it's his testimony, but the whole channel is him, and this is tape 1A, and the next tape is 1B, then it goes 2A, 2B, but it goes. Let me just find out how far it actually goes. It goes. It'll take me like if I did one a week, it's going to take all year to do anyway. You know what I mean? Basically. So if I do them in a Sunday. Or every other day or whatever, maybe one through the week, one on a Sunday. It might, you know what I mean, it might shorten a bit. Let me just quickly check and tell you. I forgot how many tapes there are, how many videos there are, and I think it's all his testimony. I don't know if he became. It said if you type in his name, it says he's a conspiracy theorist. You know what I mean? I don't know if he became a pastor or anything like that. I don't know, but the whole channel seems to be his testimony. And it's all spread out in a load of tapes. Let me just find it again.
Is he a member of the
Put it out in the
Illuminati?
cave.
I think so.
Put it out in the cave.
I think he was a
know what
member of the
this is?
Illuminati. I think.
Never seen one of these.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what that is?
Yes.
You know what it is?
Uh-huh.
It's a special Hot Wheels car.
Yes.
It's got
You got
its
a
own
track to
little
go with
battery.
that car?
Nice.
Yeah, I got a bunch of track actually.
Yeah.
And it has a little top for it. See, really cool looking. I didn't know these existed until I dug this up in my backyard. It was just buried in the backyard in the garden. I dug it up and I cleaned it up and it still works.
So pretty much this little laptop I got's made for this. That's what it's made. It's to stream YouTube shit.
Right. If you look, Roger, you'll see. Right, this is the tape we're doing now. 1A. You can see like the little red in it. That's the first one. And a little bit red there. I think I was just testing another tape. So it goes 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, all the way to 6A. I'm saying all year. Of course, it won't take all year. It was just an exaggeration. So it's about right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 separate videos. They're all around 40 minutes. One of them is an hour and 15. But they're all.
You're making me dizzy, PJ. Slow down. Your mouse is making me dizzy.
Oh, sorry. It's because I'm talking.
I'm messing with you, dude. I just think it's funny as hell.
I get you.
Who's in chat right
Wherever there is danger, he'll be there.
There you go.
Who I can't see the chat from here. So who all's here?
The usual suspects.
Chili, Jeff
Chili?
Gasshead. Who else is in there? I forget.
Who's our moderator
I was
tonight,
just-
people?
There was logical observations. Barbara's there.
Hey, Barbara.
John,
She can see me now.
Jono,
Nice.
Chili, usual suspects.
What are they? What kind of crime did he commit?
the usual crimes.
Well, they're just
Usual
suspects.
crimes
They're
for
just
the usual
suspects. They're
suspects.
not criminals. They're just suspected of it. The difference.
Sure. All suspects are criminals.
Proven until innocent until proven guilty. Remember?
Oh,
Or
ooh,
beaten
Roger
until
just
proven
disappeared. Yeah. Roger just disappeared. He froze, and then when he came back, he just wasn't there.
Here I am.
Your camera
Here I
froze
am.
on you, right? But when you came
Yeah,
back,
I got you.
that was funny.
Well,
That was so
the reason
funny.
is the reason it's dying, dude. So I got to plug it in.
It was like a camera trick. It was funny.
Oh, I have an announcement to make, by the way.
It was one of them funky cuts you get in a B movie.
So I went to Baskin Robbins today, and guess what they have? A cookie. They have a new flavor of ice cream. And it's called Cookie Monster. So of course I bought a whole quart of it.
And it's rubbish.
It has
No, he loves
it has all kinds of cookies in it.
I thought you were going to say rubbish, as in typical. You bought a whole quart. What's a quart again? A quarter gallon.
Yeah. Quarter of a gallon.
So that's what, 8 pints. That's about 2 pints.
2 pints, yeah.
A pound and 9 ounces, as a matter of fact.
Delicious,
A pound
ain't
and
it?
8 ounces.
So just
He's
over
eating it right now.
Just over a liter. Right, anyway, let's get
around.
I got you. Good. See, we don't get quarts. We don't get quarts over here. We don't get 8. Yeah, I know a gallon is 8 pints, but we don't say
Well, a
quart.
quart is easy to remember because it's a quarter. A quarter of a gallon.
Quarter gallon, yeah, but we don't tend to use gallons. I mean, you see
I
gallon.
know you use liters, which is 4.6
Yeah.
liter, or 3.6 or 3.8 liters for whatever.
We have liters here now, and only in soda pop. That's what.
Well,
sucks.
all the toilets in America tell you liters and gallons, by the way, just to make sure everybody knows.
For the
Bemis
toilet
and all
thing,
those
yeah.
good companies, they had to make sure we all knew. So they always put, 3.8 liters or 1 gallon per flush. That's what it says on there. That's the only reason why I know the difference between the two.
Hey, Sandro, good to see you, bro. Good to see you, man.
Hey,
Right,
Sandro.
let me play this. I need to eat my coffee up again.
They plea of guilty for a deal of 35 years and then parole, and they wouldn't even consider it. An officer had been killed in the situation, and I was more or less just waiting to be transferred to Leavenworth to serve the time when Witchcraft Church, which I thought was just a little group of people that I belonged to, sent a political member of that church, a state senator, 2 of them, state senator, a U.S. senator, and a representative over to Germany, and they took hold of the situation, and 24 hours later I was a civilian in the United States with all my time, rank, and an honorable discharge, and my court-martial records didn't exist anymore. And all of a sudden I realized I wasn't in something that just lit candles and incense and said magic words once in a while and stuck pins and dolls. There was a little more to it than just a religion. And I left New Jersey and went home to Columbus, and I asked my real mother, I have 2 mothers, I have a foster mother and a real mother, I asked my real mother what I was to do, and she said, here's an envelope with $2,000 and a one-way ticket to New York City. You get there on the next plane and
Are you frozen, Roger? Oh, no, you're just sitting very still. You're just sitting very still. I thought you were frozen. You're just sitting very still. You're frozen. Ryan's definitely frozen, except he's talking.
I can talk without turning my off. I can do it this way.
coming or anything. But I flew to New York City and I spent 6 months learning all new witchcraft. Till then I had been taught what most of the teenagers learn, and I want to tell the teenagers something here real quick. I'm sure most of you probably go to the school here, but if you were in...
It's not for our ears, it's only for teenagers here, so you can't listen, guys.
a regular school, you would meet witches running all over the place. We hear this across the country. Almost every high school has it, especially in California. And they tell the young people lies. They tell them it's EFT, they tell them it's psychic power, they tell them it's spiritual.
If you find it hard to hear, Roger, it's just the quality of the tapes. It's not your computer or anything. It's just the quality of the tapes.
Really?
But yeah, because they originally, I mean, they're called tape 1/8. They're called tapes anyway. So it was obviously his testimony. It was obviously recorded in a kind of church kind of setting or whatever. With
a real cassette, maybe.
Yeah,
Does
probably.
that mean he's telling the truth?
Well, you got it. That's got to be true if it's on tape, right?
It's good. Yeah, if you're telling it in a church, it must be true.
Absolutely. That's another requisite. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Churches and tapes. True.
you're meant to. You're meant to. I dare say. I mean, I
Because
don't
God
know.
wouldn't allow it, right?
I was recommended it by Barbara, so I dare say he's real.
To the dead, they tell them everything but what it is. And I was supposed to be a high priest leading a church that had 13 ministers to it, plus a couple hundred people in his congregation. And I believed this. And then all of a sudden, for 6 months, this man, Dr. Buckland, unraveled everything and told me there was a one God, where before we believed there was four. There was one, and his name was Lucifer. And he was very quickly to tell me that wasn't Satan. He didn't want me to get in the ideas that Christians could be telling me the truth. I should have thought then that if they had lied to me for almost 18 years, they were probably lying to me now. But I went ahead and believed it. For 6 months, I took lessons in witchcraft that I didn't even know that things could happen that had happened. And then I was transferred to Los Angeles, good old L.A. Can't seem to get away from it. And for 6 months, my foster mother taught me something that your pastor is very familiar.
FA Nation said, I've got something in front of the moon with my live video coming soon. I've got something in front of the moon with my live video. Oh, well, cool. Looking forward to the video. What do you mean with your live? With your live in front of the moon.
Why would you lie?
With my live. Anyway, look forward to the video, man. Nice one, FA Nation. Thanks for coming, dude.
Familiar with the political situation of the occult. And all of a sudden I realized that witchcraft wasn't just spell casting, it had a purpose in mind. And that
certainly does have a purpose. It's not just spell casting. It's not just about like, oh, I want this for me. You know what I mean? And a lot of people as well think that just because they cast spells and it works, that it doesn't affect other people's will. Of course it does. Of course it affects other people's will. You know what I mean? Say you wish you cast a spell for money, and you got money. The money just didn't appear out of nowhere. It comes from somewhere, so it affects other people's will. You did a spell on someone. Someone maybe give you money that wouldn't normally pass that money out, so it's affecting.
You just need to get a hold of the government. They just print their own money.
Well, yeah, of course. You know,
and it's on paper too.
That's it. But yeah. Anyway, I went off my point again.
You need to get in with the good people.
Yeah. That's
good people.
Yeah, I need someone that's actually got a printing press and plates and all that. You know.
That's where I started getting a little afraid, because when I was 10, as I said, I learned a little about the Bible. It just happened to be all revelations that I learned. And all of
That's the thing. Everybody, when they go about the Bible, people want to go to the end, even though they get advised against it. I was advised against it. Don't start at the end. Because you always hear about even before you've read the Bible, you hear the things in Revelation and they intrigue you. So you always go there to see what happens at the end. But yeah, I advise people to just start reading the Bible.
Intrigued.
Revelation is important, but you don't necessarily go there first. You know, learn about Jesus, I would say, and then in creation, you know.
Well, it's good to fellowship too. I mean, you'll find people like minded in the church. Yeah.
Absolutely. What's with the Duracell's not a sponsor, by the way.
Yeah. What?
Duracell's not a sponsor. I just seen you show a load of Duracell batteries, and I'm saying Duracell's not a sponsor, by the way, guys.
No, we're brought to you by NASCAR.
You guys want to come over and play D&D?
Yeah.
Why not? You got a 20-side die.
No, I'm sure.
I got all that shit, dude. I got all that
You
stuff.
can play that remotely, surely.
sudden we were discussing
I think they do have an online version.
that would
Probably do. They probably do.
Don't they have a good version of D&D, like A&A or something?
A&A?
Yeah, like, you know, B&B, you know, I don't know.
Nice.
B&B? I've stayed at one of those once.
Whatever sounds better. But there has to be a positive version of Dungeons and Dragons, like a good drag. Like instead of Dungeons and Dragons, it might be Heavens and Angels. I don't know.
Heavens and angels.
What's the opposite of Heaven and Angels? Dragon.
Hell and
Is
demons.
it?
Be personally guided
my
by
interpretation.
Lucifer that could gain control of the world supernaturally and take control of people's minds. Of course, they didn't say there was a defense against this. The way they spoke, everybody was affected. They didn't say anything about the blood of Jesus. But we sat there, and for 6 months I learned the political structure and the history of witchcraft. And then I was taken to Colorado.
Oh, that was.
And I was placed.
It's not just about the powers they got; they have got an agenda as well, like sabotaging churches and stuff like that. Christian people, that type, being wolves in sheep's clothing, that type of thing. It's not.
It's pushing up from the bottom, don't you know?
Aye, man, aye. It's not just about.
Are you a donkey?
Aye, it sounded like a donkey, a Scottish donkey.
I got to express all my damn words just like this to sound like what's his name?
Dell.
Dell.
That's
I misspelled Barbara's name.
He talks like this, man. What are you talking about? He's like this, man. It's moving because it's moving. We're pushing because we're pushing, and we're not pulling.
It's moving because it's moving.
Pushing her up.
Anyway, back to John Todd.
To an initiation into the sixth realm. And this initiation consisted of a blood sacrifice. And from then on, I was given a territory of 13 states. This didn't happen to be one of them, belonged to my foster mother. But I was in charge of all the occult, political, and drug activity in 13 states. And this is where I was in 1972 when I met the Lord.
In 1972, so this was probably recorded in the 80s, I'd say.
I, at first, for many years, said by accident, but I've come to realize there's no such thing as an accident when it comes to Jesus. We had everything perfectly planned out. But it was a combination of a personal witness to a coffee house, a Jack Shit Publications track, and the movie The Cross and the Switchblade. And a lot of things that...
There you go. I was just talking about the movie The Cross and the Switchblade because of...
Neil would like this, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm saying I was just talking about The Cross and the Switchblade earlier because I was talking about me going to Team Challenge, and I was saying that's Dave Wilkerson who founded Team Challenge, who is, you'll see in the movie The Cross and the Switchblade, as the pastor who came in, messed about with, spoke to Nicky Cruz and all that, the gang members, and Nicky Cruz was the first ever dude, played by him from Chips in The Cross and the Switchblade, but
Eric Estrada?
Yes, Estrada, that's his name. That's the one.
Estrada.
That's the one. Nicky Cruz got played by him in The Cross and Switchblade. I was just talking about that earlier because I've been to 18 Challenge. It's pretty mad.
He's the epitome of macho.
Yeah. He's a suave and manly man.
Really, but he played Cool Cat in these movies. Cool Cat he played with them.
I own the comic, The Cross and the Switchblade, when I was a kid. Alberto. They were made by Jack.
I saw the Serpent and the Rainbow.
Serpent and the what?
And then Nicky Cruz, after doing Team Challenge, after The Cross and the Switchblade, it was about like taking the gangs off the streets. Then they put him into Team Challenge. Nicky Cruz was the first dude to do it, who got played by Estrada. And then he came out, became a pastor. He became a pastor and all that. Then made his own Christian rehab called Victory Outreach. Nicky Cruz, and then he wrote his own book as well called Run Baby Run. I think there's a few books by Nicky Cruz, but Run Baby Run was his first one, I think, about his testimony.
I've read it.
Run Baby Run, yeah, I've read it. Cross and Switchblade I've read, Run Baby Run I've read, and I've watched the movie Run Baby. I know Cross and Switchblade is a cat kind of 70s made for TV movie, but it's a story. It's behind it. It's a Christian movie. Yeah.
They made Jack Chick made the actual, like, it's like a novel, but it was a comic.
Yeah,
called The Cross and Switchblade, and it was about Nicky Cruz, and then they made him into a movie. I had it when I was really like 12, 13 years old. My dad got all that stuff for me. He got The Cross and the Switchblade. He got Alberto. Yeah, Alberto was a story about, I think it was a abuse by a Catholic priest and a monk or something.
Okay.
it goes into detail of what goes on in the church, especially in Italy and Spain. Like
Absolutely.
they have like underground networks of like catacombs where all kinds of stuff goes on in the
Little
Vatican.
Nicky was not better.
No, little Ryan, dude,
What's he like?
put down the keyboard.
Put down the keyboard. Put down the mic. Put down the keyboard. Put down
How
the
dare you?
Why are you talking down?
Well, I can't get a word in edgewise around here, so I'll just chat.
You can say it.
Oh wow! Wow! That's
know.
big words coming from you.
Keep talking, Ryan.
They're biting words, man.
Anyway,
Imagine me telling you to shut up, right?
Oh, I know. Imagine.
And like and share the show, people. Come on. There's only 7 likes out there.
Better
How many
like it
people
or
you
I'll
got
come
here?
and kick your butt.
There's only 7 likes. There's only 9 watching, so that's cool. Do you know something? That's something I don't watch. Something I've never looked at is my likes. I check how many views I've got now and again, but I never look at the likes. I never.
Your own live stream? Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even notice how many likes I've got. To be honest, it doesn't.
You
I
want the
don't
thumbs
tell people
up
to like the
instead
show.
of down.
I don't even pick up. I don't like calling it a show. I mean the stream. I don't like people. I don't even ask people to like the stream. I don't because it just doesn't.
Well, Vicky does that for you, dude. Vicky
Well,
does it
she
for you.
does. She does keeps me straight and all that. She's still not well. She's in bed still at the minute. So I dare say though, if she wakes up, she'll join us. But yeah, let's get on with Todd. Yeah, Todd. That's his surname. Let's get on with John Todd.
For instance, one Baptist church praying and fasting that I would get saved. They figured if I got saved, maybe the rest of the wishes would follow in suit. It didn't exactly happen that way, but it did put a dent in the situation. So that's quickly, very quickly, my testimony. What I want to do today is, for the young people and the adults here, I'd like to throw this thing open.
Thanks, Every Nation. Thanks for everybody who liked. Sorry, guys. I never even think about them things. I never even think about them.
The question and
They
answer.
think about you.
Yeah.
Some of you may have run across situations. Some of you may have questions on how to deal with people that are in this. I want to leave one word with you. The only answer to witchcraft, the only way that anybody's ever succeeded in getting out has been through the blood of Christ. Everybody else who's ever tried to get out of witchcraft, and I want to leave this with you, witchcraft is real and supernatural. I remember the minister who...
Absolutely agreed. Witchcraft is real and supernatural. I remember as kids you hear stories and you think, oh yeah, it's real. Then a little later on you get a little older and allegedly wiser, and you hear that these things aren't real, and you're all relieved and that you can't be hurt by it. Then we find out that if that's right, good to see you, bro. Good to see you. And then we found out a little later on, especially when if you become in Christ, you know what I mean? Then you find out again that these things actually are real. You know, you're scared of them because you think you see them in movies and all that. And, oh, it's real, monsters are real, all that's real. And then you find out they're not real. And then you find out again that you actually were right in the first place. Isn't it mad? Isn't it mad?
Yes, it is.
witness to me
It definitely is. It definitely is, man.
that
I'm just
until he
looking at
found
the
his
fire
daughter in
coming
it,
up
he was...
the eye.
Sorry, say it again there.
Is the fire coming out of the Illuminati eye, or is it coming up
Yeah,
to burn?
there's it's like in a stained glass window, and then it's like the lick of a flame going up past it. Like there's flames coming up from behind them, then it's one little flame that's going up past the eye, sort of thing, past the triangle. It's not like it's not crying a tear of flame. It's going up past it. Yeah.
What I'm looking at here, the guy they drew, is that supposedly the Todd guy?
I think so. I would say so. But if you look at my thumbnail, that's kind of what he looked like. I think I dare say that's him because that's from his. It's actually under his name, the YouTube page. So I dare say it's him. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks kind of like Keanu Reeves and John Wick.
A little.
Like
If his hair was a little longer, slightly, yeah. Except he's not got the actual proper like goatee type thing there. He's got that missing. It's not a Van Dyke because he's still got a moustache, but he's got that middle bit missing. A Van Dyke's goatee with that moustache, isn't it? A Van Dyke, yeah. But there you go. Yeah, a little like that.
He's basically preaching that these people are straight out of hell, like the Illuminati.
Let me just see if I can get another picture of it. Like a photo of him. God. Yeah, see, that's him now, yeah. Oh, you mean, yeah, there's images. There is images of him, yeah. Oh, right, that's what he look. Wow. I mean, yeah,
Let's get a gander at it.
there's some of them that's not him, obviously. Hold on, Wikipedia. Let me just go to all again. Don't know. Anyway, quickly show.
I can look him up.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. Let's just quickly show the guys and present. Share. Yeah, John Todd, Google search. Yeah, I mean, this one here. This is the picture I've got up on the YouTube.
Yeah, I
thing.
remember that.
What I've got up. This one here, but yeah, that's what it looks like.
The one with the cover,
That's
there.
not, that's definitely
This
not
guy.
is there
Like
any-
there's three that look close. We like.
I think that's the only one that's him.
This is the
that,
80s.
That one as well. That one as well, obviously.
Yeah.
This
I
guy.
don't think this is him because that's
That guy.
research at Oxford. No, it's not.
What's
He's
the
dark
deal?
and mysterious.
What's so important about this guy again?
No, I'm just looking. I'm just showing guys what he looked like. It looks
The guy
like
who's doing
this is the only photo of him going about. Oh, look here. I mean, bone and sickle. This might be him here when he's a bit older. In fact, this one down here, maybe. Is this him?
He's a little chubbier there. Yeah.
This might be him, yeah. Oh no.
So,
Yeah,
That's
it might be.
No, that's Mike Warnke. He's a comedian. He's a
Oh,
Christian
that's not him.
comedian.
Then. That's not him. No.
No,
that's funny.
but they're associated. I
They're
got to
associated,
see him. I got to see him do stand up. He's pretty funny for a Christian
Right.
comedian.
Got you.
Christians
Anyway.
are comedians?
Yeah, they can be.
Oh look, so like you can get his stuff on I don't know what that is.
I like Aaron Bilal. That guy's funny.
So I dare say it'll be on Amazon and that. He's got books, Christopher. Well, it's not an autobiography, a biography. Beyond the Legend by Christopher I.A. Cox.
How do you get beyond the legend?
So it's a biography. It's not an autobiography. I don't know if he did an autobiography.
So once you're a legend, how do you get beyond that part?
Well, that's it. That's it. How do you get beyond that part?
How do you get beyond part of being a legend? I have no idea.
Right,
There's got to
it's
be another
called
term for it.
Aye.
Well, we got to come up with a term for it now. If you get beyond the legend,
You become a legend.
Beyond the legend.
A legenda.
you could be a Highlander. Is that what you
For a
think?
journey.
No, because there can be only one.
There can only be one.
Be only one. So yeah.
Only be one.
I remember the days that would come on TV and everybody like, the Highlander's on. And they're going to behead somebody. We got to watch.
It's one. It's one.
I can't
Anyway,
wait to watch some guy.
And he was a Baptist pastor, was always raised to believe that witches were fables that flew around on broomsticks on Halloween night. And all of a sudden he woke up and found it was very real. And if you want to find out the power behind it and how it can be defeated, I suggest the 16th chapter of Acts. Paul handled it very nicely. And if one
Ryan, you always do that. You play about with words, don't you? Like when he hears someone say something, he splits up the word into different spellings and how it sounds and that. Like
Do you like that?
he's put high PJ, PYJ. He does that. I've seen him do that in chat. I've seen him do it in private chat. He splits up words and it sounds the same if you say it fast, but he spells it differently. And he does kind of,
Yeah.
and he just in a way, it's a little like word entomology, but in your head, not actually researching it, but where you think it comes from by how it sounds. You know what I mean?
Well, it's
almost
the
that's
American,
what-
it's the English language. It's so screwed up that you can do that with it, and that's why I think it's funny. Is
Of
because
course.
it's so backwards and screwed up that you can't even you can make sentences that don't make any sense, even though they're all in line the way they're supposed to be. They don't make any sense.
Exactly.
Like, how is that possible? You know what I mean? It's like,
I mean, they made up this language again in England, in England, that, and it takes away. Apparently, it's a lot better than it's got more in
it
the
just
alphabet.
empowers you or whatever. Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the language they made up, but it's not an official language. It's a made up thing. It was a competition thing, and I can't remember what they call it.
Pig Latin.
But instead of like making like like the sh sound, sh makes sh. They made a symbol for that, a letter for that. So all the double words that make a sound. So when you spell something like the word should be just two. It's just one syllable. Should. So why is it got five?
Should.
Why is it got 6 letters? You know what I mean? It should
And
just be
of
like,
should be OV.
yeah, that kind of
The
thing.
United States of America.
The word should be able to be spelled in 3 letters, not 6. You know, that type of thing.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, why do they make it 7 letters long? Just because they want you to pronounce it. Like,
exactly. I mean,
and why is wood spelled? And why isn't wood spelled with OULD? You know, like, why did they spell should, and all those? But wood, you know, like lumber, wood, it's spelled WOOD. That makes sense.
Well, that's how you can tell the wood from the wood.
I know.
Right?
I know. Madness.
Yeah, you should spend like an hour talking to Ryan. It's an interesting conversation.
Yeah. That was
Why do you park in a driveway and drive
a little insight, guys, to what goes on in private chatting here. Here we go.
Thing that I can testify to all the teenagers considering the lies that you're born with witchcraft, which is the lie that they give you. When I was saved, and the pastors there at the Baptist church called the demons that were inside me out, I lost all that power of witchcraft. I never regretted it. If the power came from demons, I don't need the demons. Yeah. So before you teenagers start going around with the astrology charts and the Ouija board, check out the 18th chapter of Deuteronomy and find out you'll pick up the demons from doing it. And you pick up one, you keep...
Exactly. You pick up one, then you've got to keep coming. You know what I mean?
You pick up one, you get 3 to go with it.
Absolutely. They bring their mates.
Good things come in threes.
Have a big old house party in that big old house temple of yours. You know what I mean?
Keep on going. My foster mother wrote a book. It said, doing one spell or practicing one seance in witchcraft is like jumping off of a tall mountain or a skyscraper. There's no turning back. It is the strongest addiction that I know. Yeah. Dave Wilkerson said that he had seen people go through withdrawal from drugs many times, but seeing one witch go through withdrawal from the occult shattered his mind.
I could imagine it. Yeah, I could imagine it just that much. It's that intoxicated to you because you see it working, and then you just come out. Then you come away from it.
I like that word.
Intoxicating. Withdrawals.
Is this a bootleg sermon there got going on here? This is really bad recording. It's worse than the Grateful Dead show.
I know it's not the best recording, but like I say, it is.
I can tell.
And I've helped thousands of people through withdrawal from witchcraft and withdrawal from drugs. And once you've seen the withdrawal that a person goes through from being in witchcraft, you'll think that drugs is something you practice in kindergarten.
I mean, at least when John Todd's talking, you can hear a lot of what he's saying. When the pastor of the church at the start was talking, couldn't hear. I didn't understand the word he was saying. It made my speakers vibrate. He had a deeper voice. It made my speakers vibrate, but I couldn't hear what he was saying. But John Todd, I can to a certain extent.
He said, that's what he said.
A bit like that.
So when were they hit the microphone?
Yeah.
And that
they play hide the mic.
Christ, especially. And what I started to say was nobody.
Remember, it's 80s, probably in a little church with a tinny.
Guess where I put it this time.
Maybe the microphone's a mile away from him for the little church band.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Has ever succeeded in getting away because they simply will kill you with a spell. Now, Brother Rasmussen knows.
I mean, it's an old tape. It's probably old tapes that had to get uploaded to YouTube. Probably gone through umpteen different kinds of compressions and that as well. It's just as long as we can make it out.
Testimony from other people who have been around. They haven't been able to do this to me or anybody else that has ever gotten out. A few people had been killed physically that have gotten out, that were Christians, that got out of witchcraft. And they've tried this with me and my wife and so on. But they've never succeeded, and we're still very, very much alive.
You can even hear these feedbacks where he's talking too loud.
Oh, yeah.
But we have to depend wholly upon Jesus to stay in that situation. Before any of the young people decide that witchcraft is a groovy thing, they will tell you can get out anytime you want. But once you're in, there's a bounty on your head should you ever leave. And I don't care if you're 13 or 14 years old, the bounty starts at $10,000 and they send a professional. They don't send an everyday person. If you're wondering why I'm still alive, it isn't easy. I've got the bullet holes in the buildings and the bombed out buildings and everything else, the record, and I stand that Jesus kept us alive in every situation. You don't walk into a building that blows up in your face and walk back out without a scratch on you unless the Lord is there to protect you. And this cult is very dangerous. Ship publications did The Broken Cross, which will be on sale back here today. It's the only tract that I know of that has saved people out of witchcraft. And they did this book, and because of it, they moved to another building with bulletproof glass and bomb-proof walls. That's the situation. The artist draws his stories at home now in a dwelling that they don't know where he is, rather than try and drive to work and be in danger.
So
And
I got a question, Rick,
Jack, his staff is always on him.
Yeah, bro.
What part of the country is this church in?
Really not sure. Really not sure. Let me just have a quick look at the information on it. Let me just get that.
I'm thinking it might be Oklahoma for some reason.
I'm not sure. They might have said at the start. But that's the type of things I don't pay attention to. I'm not sure. I see Nathan still doing his only clips.
Oh yeah, they're actually growing on me, man, dude. Actually, he's not as creepy as he was. He's more comfortable with talking to him.
Yeah.
So.
He's not as creepy.
I mean, I didn't see anything creepy, to be honest. I mean,
No,
you might look at it on the thumbnail, but when you see him talking, it's not creepy. It's just, I understand, guy, bald head and all that in the 40s. So, as long as he's not talking to 13, 14-year-olds, you know what I mean? As long as they're, like, later teens, I don't mind that. Yeah, it's fine.
Well, he was talking to two 19-year-olds earlier, and all he had to do is say, "Have you ever heard of heliocentrism?" And they like gone. It was funny.
Not interested.
How dare you?
Yeah, they thought he meant something else probably because they ran really quick.
Yeah, they probably thought it meant like something weird or stinky or something. They probably
There's a guy with a cigarette
or
something,
something stupid like that.
So you ever heard of heliocentrism?
Let's quickly just
like, I'm not gay. I'm out of here.
let's quickly just read the what you call it?
Oh, that's homo, dummy.
Let's read the description in his actual in this actual video. Share screen.
Okay.
So it might say something.
I'm gonna give it where it might be at.
Yeah, just in case I don't know.
The Illuminati and witchcraft.
Okay. Right, I'm going to read it out anyway. So it says, when I was saved, I knew absolutely nothing about the Bible except some basic teachings that I picked up by accident. When I was about 10 years old in Nazarene Church, when the people that I was being raised by that were in witchcraft found out that I had went to this church. So everything I know about the Bible I've learned in the last 5 years, and I was afraid. No, I had some very good teachers in San Antonio. A man named Jack Taylor and a Southern Baptist pastor. And when I told him, like 2 days after I was saved, the things I had come out of, he was afraid of them. So he gave me this scripture that was kind of my battle cry text whatever throughout the walk and ministry that I would have later. Well, I've left it with Christians across the country, because in a day and age when we see so much happening around us, we lose sight of who's behind what's happening around us. We lose sight of it. If it is good or positive, it is the Lord, and if it's evil and rebellious, it's the devil. And we lose sight of really who our enemy is in this warfare that we are in. I'd like to leave this with you, and I'm sure many of you know it, and if you don't, I recommend that you mark it in your Bible and learn it by heart. Ephesians 6:12, obviously. He said this at the start. It doesn't mention like churches. The scripture, obviously, everybody knows it. I'll read it anyway. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. I didn't bring my sorry. That's it now. Oh, can you imagine if it said that in Ephesians 6? I didn't bring my Amplified Bible. Paul said,
It doesn't say anything about politicians.
yeah, Paul, I don't think Paul had an Amplified Bible.
Well, how loud is it?
Can
you hear it?
Hear what?
I can't hear
You
anything.
said you had an amplified Bible.
Oh, right.
Okay. Now you're making a joke.
Yeah, well, that's why I usually say the loud.
Hey,
Bible.
that was a good joke. Come on, that was the coolest joke I've told all day.
I usually say the loud Bible, but
how loud is the Amplified Bible? What do you have it turned up to, sir?
11.
Crank it up.
11. No, we're turning it up to 12.
So there's an example. If people think you can't add to the Bible, that man can't. What about the Amplified Bible? That's complete adding to the Bible. I mean, you're putting your own. It's putting an interpretation on it, kind of thing.
I've been
it's
adding
elaborating
my Bible
on
ever since I got it. I write it in it all the time.
I heard it.
All kinds of additions.
Exactly. Carl Appel, good
Peter,
to see you,
by
man.
chance.
Good to see you.
Well, it's true. And I don't think it's desecrating it to write in it. It's how I remind myself
of
times and things happening.
Well, you can write in your Bible, mark in your Bible. Yeah.
Kind of like a diary if you think about it.
Yeah, of course you can write in the Bible. There's nothing wrong with that. Nah, of course not. What I usually do is keep one for writing, making notes and all that, and I do my notes and that, and then have the other to read that I don't deface, sort of thing. It's not that you can't deface it. I mean,
well, the Bible was written by men.
Come on. When I was in prison, I smoked plenty of Bibles. The paper was the thinnest paper you could get is next to cigarette papers. I used to smoke Bible paper. If you think I can't be forgiven for that, then you're nuts.
No, that's why they had those blank pages at the back, remember?
Yeah, I knew that was.
That's not for notes.
That's the one we used to use fast.
No, that's not for notes. That's for rolling, bro.
Yeah, that's prison Bibles.
How are you supposed to translate the Bible if you don't open your third eye, bro?
Dude,
bro.
There we go.
I'm only that.
I know you're joking. I know you are.
Drive him off the road and stuff. We try to get him to drive a Cadillac that might stand up a little, but he says the Lord can protect him in his soil as well as a Cadillac, so he keeps on driving as he ought. But that's the situation. It is no joke. It is a serious situation. The hope gives up less people to conversion than any other thing. And it's not because they don't want out. They desperately want out. We went to Minneapolis to where they had a convention. We took 10,000 of the Broken Cross there to distribute free, and they were so afraid of this book coming, they canceled the convention rather than let it.
Oh, sorry. Flat said earlier on, I don't know if he's still here, about when you mentioned that flames. That's a lot earlier on now. Flat said this. It symbolizes by the rise of the phoenix, the illuminator rises from the ashes. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it is flames rising. Same thing, man.
Don't some phoenixes actually become dragons at some point?
What did Barbara say here? I was led to listen to these tapes in 1976 when I was engaged to a Satanist, Roger. She's talking to you, Barbara was talking to you. Met my son Michael, who was the result of all and all praises, my son of the light. So these were before the 80s then. This is 19. She said she was led to listen to these in 76. So these must have been recorded in the 70s.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm gathering that. I'm gathering it must be 70s, the early 80s or something, the tapes. But 70s, because Barbara says I was led to listen to these in 1976.
So PJ,
the year I was born. The year I was born.
There you go.
Yeah, was you about to say that?
Yeah, I was going to ask when you were born.
1976. Yeah. The actual year I was born.
It's out of kindergarten.
No, I hadn't even reached school yet. I hadn't even reached that.
All in the hands of the people who would be coming from across Europe and across the United States to attend. But people came into our meetings there that came anyway, and they listened, and when they were done, they asked my wife and myself and other ministers, if you...
Ryan's still doing it. Sells cons. Cane sell, console.
can put us in a safe place of protection, we'll come out. They want out. They know that Christianity is the only way, but they're physically afraid to come out. You think the mafia has fear? For those that have been watching The Godfather or something? There's no fear compared to the occult people coming after you. But we are believing that we will have this situation. Brother Rasmussen will be one of the few people in the United States who will know how to get converts to the refuge that we're preparing. So we're preparing a place not for them to go permanently and hide, but for them to grow in the Word and in physical strength so they can go out on their own and live. And Jack Chick will be putting in the back of all his publications on the occult the phone numbers of the different things, and will be one of the phone numbers that people can reach and say, we have a convert that's been won out of the occult. How do we get him to this refuge place? And he will be one of the few people in the United States that will know where this place is in the mountains. It'll be that well guarded. So, we just ask your prayers and your questions now if you've got some. Yeah.
We're going to prayer now. Nice.
Well, 12 years old girls are big, more or less. They've been known to get down to 10, but they usually start at 12 or 13 and go to 25. And for the people who like to hitchhike, this is how they pick them all up. And of course, the police will just tell the parents the kids run away from school. They use them for sexual and for sacrifice, human sacrifice purposes. For those that are wondering if that is an accident, you're in LA County, right? The LA County Sheriff's Department has a very secret undercover thing. I don't even know if you can find out if it exists, but I talked to them. It's called the Occult Squad. They told me in 73 that they found 35 bodies of girls in Los Angeles County that year, and I talked to them in December, that they knew to be human sacrifice, which they listed as rape cases to people from the public. The statistics that came in so far this year are close to 125, and the year's not even over. Now that's girls that have been used for human sacrifice. And if you'll notice, there's quite a few rape cases that happened around Halloween that are in the news right now. And from what we can find out, the circumstances that each death fit human sacrifice. But you'll never hear it, that's the reason. We turned in 4 different people that were responsible in the area that I knew about to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, and they arrested all 4, and they got convictions, and in every conviction they listed it as rape, killing. And they knew better.
Every conviction was grape and unaliving yourselves. Well, by someone else. Sorry, not yourself.
Yeah.
Wow.
A little bit of a mix-up.
Yeah. Wow. So, yeah, it seems like you went through a lot. I dare say you'll elaborate as we get on in the tapes, you know? Like I say, it goes up to tape 6, but that's like 12 episodes, I think, because it's 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B sort of thing, you know.
Well, I've heard that like some county judges and stuff get involved in this stuff too. So like it goes in through the court system too. So
Right.
they keep their fingers in everything.
Right. Got you. So what I'm going to have to do is, I think like I'm going to do one on a Sunday and one through the week at some time, so we can so it's not going to take 12 weeks, you know what I mean? 6 weeks is enough. So it won't take 12 weeks. So I've got to do one, basically get a tape a week done, 1A, 1B. So a tape is in 2 parts. You know what I mean? So yeah. It's actually like switching over the tape, isn't it? Because it's done in cassette. Yes. I bet that's actually what it is. I bet it's exactly what it is.
Everybody had a cassette player at one point in time, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
I had an 8-track back in the day.
I've never personally had an 8-track, but I've played with an 8-track. You know what I mean? My uncle had an 8-track. Yeah.
The first 2 8-tracks I had were Van Halen and Kiss.
Did they actually come out in 8-track, did they? Wow.
Yeah.
I suppose Kiss would have. Yeah. I never thought Van Halen would have. But
Van Halen was around like in 79.
Were they? I thought they were all 80s. Obviously, like there's a lot of bands that came out in the 80s that were together since even the 60s. They just weren't big in the 60s and that. Yeah, I suppose.
I had an 8-track player in my car, dude.
Wow. I mean, they're the same idea as tape. It's just a bigger tape. That's all it is, isn't it?
It was a beta version of the tape.
I'm funny.
They were doing it.
Yeah, of course.
And you could actually go through the track. You could actually just flip to the next track. That's what made it even better than a tape, because you can't skip ahead to the next track on a regular.
Oh, you could. So you didn't forward it. It actually skipped.
You could, but it takes time. You could just skip to it. Yeah.
On an 8-track, it actually skipped to it. Oh, yeah. How did it do that then? Because it's physical tape. How did it skip to it?
it was fast enough, and it had a marker on the tape, so it knew where to stop.
Right.
So it
It's
popped
like
to the
when you
next song.
splice, when you edit, when you used to have to physically edit film and that together. It's got
And
that.
they had more
splice.
than one head on it, so
Yeah.
they could actually skip to the next one.
There you go. There you go. Similar idea to edit, old school editing. Old school editing. I've done a little bit of old school editing.
The
in
CD
90s.
got ding, ding. It's all electric. I would go to the next song.
Got
Aye.
it.
Speaking of
Aye.
eyes, there's three
Well,
of them.
it's what I say. If I say yeah, I do say yeah. But to me, that's not me being Scottish. That's just me saying it for
Aye.
you. Understand what
Yes.
I is. So why can't I just say I? You understand that I means yes. So I can just say I.
I'm not making fun of your eyes, man. I promise
because
you.
I soften my accent down here for English people, I end up saying yeah and stuff. And I hate it when I say yeah. I hate it because
At least you're not
I
going
wouldn't say
yeah.
yeah in Scotland.
Yeah.
I would say I. Simple as that.
Aye.
Aye.
I'm not used to it, to be honest with you.
No, I know.
Yes, it is.
Aye.
It's listed in the 18th chapter of Deuteronomy. As
it is.
Converting with necromancy or familiar spirits. Clairvoyancy. Anything that is psychic is a counterfeit of God's power by the devil. And it was, okay.
He's right, Ellie said it's all in Deuteronomy. It's all in Deuteronomy to things to do like that, like calling the dead and all that, you know what I mean? Clairvoyance. You know, it's all forbidden. All forbidden.
The woman who was giving
I got a question for you right quick. I was thinking about it earlier. So, like, you know how Ryan and Saab go on about, like, you know, in order to have a crime, you have to actually have a victim in the crime in order to. Yeah. So let's say if you wanted to be a mortician, right, and you had a thing for dead people, who's the victim in that crime? They're already dead, right?
Of course, they're already dead, but I mean,
it's not right.
Mind.
I suppose.
Why would they mind? They're dead.
I think the family's the victim and dead body.
I'm only borrowing the cold spot.
I'm just kidding, guys. I'm not serious.
No, but I get it. It's a technically it's a weird one. Ask Jimmy Savile. He knows about.
Hey, let's go on here.
Sure he does.
A few cold ones.
Jimmy's quite a freak, dude.
Definitely big freak.
Back. That was clairvoyancy. When Paul cast the demon out, she couldn't tell fortunes anymore. That settles it right there. Yeah. Superstition is a Christian form of witchcraft. Okay, she asked me if superstition was a form of witchcraft. It's a Christian form of witchcraft. One thing I want to throw at the young people real quick. In the occult stores, they don't sell Ouija boards, in most of them, in the serious ones. They call it a Christian instrument. They say Christians are the only ones stupid enough to use it. Witches know that the devil runs it. They know more than some of the Christians. Yeah. Okay. You want an answer on that?
Somebody from the auditorium was asking him a question. I didn't realize it. I heard noise, but I didn't know what was. Can't hear what was being said, so we'll have to gather by.
The devil did it.
We'll have to gather by his answer what the question was.
Oh, I'm glad you asked me about that.
Me too.
Yes, I do. Physical evidence. One, let's take the exorcism first. The rite that the Catholic Church uses for exorcism, they have changed a few words. Just, I think, about 6 words. Is the witchcraft rite of exorcism. It is 8,000 years old. The Catholic Church is not that old. Okay? Next, on the
that must mean they're better than us.
Catholic Church is definitely not 8,000 years.
Who cares when the Catholic Church came about? Who cares?
I think we are round about that.
Ours is older than yours is.
Operations. It's the same thing as the Spiritual Church of America or any of the witchcraft organizations. It's called auras. And if you'll notice, none of them are pure white. Now, coming out of the occult, I know the system of collars. And the principality, there's 7 of them. And all the demons under them go by the collar of their leader, their general. And the occult demon
Well, you
Regia
never
appears as a blue
understand.
snake or a blue mist. I've heard thousands of reports, including Jean Dixon, that her guides, her spirit guides, familiar spirits, are blue in nature when they communicate with her. And of course, the red is lust, and so on. It's a long list. But the saints or aspirations, I want to get into this thing real quick. The Catholic Church's altar, except for the Atame or the knife, is the exact altar of witchcraft.
These
And
people are
according
so
to the
full of it,
reports
dude.
I can get on.
What? What?
This is
Ryan?
all crap, dude. Come on. Give me a break. The blue
What?
one
Gene
does
Dixon?
this, and the red one does that. This sounds like kindergarten, dude.
It's like Dungeons and Dragons, right? What you're saying?
Yeah, it sounds really dumb to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just.
So you don't believe he did this?
We had this right from 8,000 years ago, and we used it.
Hey, did he say
You
8,000
can
years?
take the
I thought he
piss if you
said.
want. You can take the piss if you want, but I'm not going to take the piss out of someone's story when I don't know. I haven't listened to all the story yet. I mean, this is the fascist tape, dude. So you can do that if you want. I'm not going to do that.
I'm sure it gets better.
The Nicene Council, most of the ministers at the Nicene Council that set that heresy up were from the Temple of Diana, which is witchcraft. So everything, the bells, the incense, the whole ritual, their holy water, salt water mixture, this comes from witchcraft, which they do exorcism with. Everything that they do comes out of witchcraft, and they can't get around it. Yeah.
Well, I got a question for you right
And I
now,
believe
BJ.
that. Everything like that is from witchcraft. Absolutely.
Well, Diana was supposedly like an Athenian god, a Greek goddess, some sort, right? They have a temple in Greece too, or don't they?
Oh yeah, 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 exactly.
So this is it's based on ancient Greek myth. Is what the temples are. Yeah. But a lot of that goes with the heliocentrism too. All the planets were named after the gods from Rome and Greek. So
That's right.
mythology, right? Yeah. It's pretty much the same thing.
Okay. Did everybody hear that question? Okay. He wants me to explain the Council of 13. I'll explain what that is, you're probably wondering. And what their purpose or thrust is. Okay. All right. If you'll all, just give you a second, reach in your billfold. You can put it in the office plate later. Reach in your billfold and take out a $1 bill real quick. We'll settle the whole thing. I'll let you ask your federal government later how this got on the $1 bill.
Bless you, Barbara. Yeah, I believe that too. I believe that too. I like hearing people's testimonies. I like, do you know what I mean? I like to and learn from them as well. You know, learn from them. I mean, there might be things in here that I've never even heard of before. But you know, what I mean, just because I haven't heard them, didn't say they're not real. You know, I mean, obviously I've heard of things, but I'm just saying. For example, a lot of people might not have heard of certain things, but it doesn't mean to say that things like that don't exist. Like we was led to believe as kids, like witchcraft and all. We believed in witches and believed in all these magic things. Then we learned that they weren't true, and then we learned that we were right all along. Same as the feelings about flat Earth and stuff like that. As kids, our questions were all justified, you know, because of what we observed and felt. You know, how can they be upside down in Australia? It's silly.
Well, you know where he's going now. He's getting the dollar bill out, and we're going to go with the capstone in the eye.
Yeah.
The Onus Templorum or whatever it is.
Yeah.
The Watchers. Yeah. And how did that dog get on the dollar bill? The federal government put it on there because the Masons run the government, and they have for a long time. So,
exactly.
the White House, White Hall, they're all lodges, basically, right?
Yeah.
So they follow the Mason code.
But do you think this guy's a screwy crackhead like though, right?
Say what? Say it again.
Do you think this guy's a screwy crackhead though? This guy's on
yeah,
top.
I do. I mean, let's analyze this on a psychological level. Okay, so this guy finds out that there's this cult that worships Satan, right? and that they have all these spells and this witchcraft, and they can do all this stuff, and they can make people die, and they can make people love them, and they can make money and all this crap, right? And they believe the story, right? Where does
So
this come from?
you don't believe that witchcraft can do this? You don't believe that they can
I'm
do
not
stuff?
saying that. I'm just saying that I think that true witchcraft, I just don't believe anybody would be talking about it. I really don't. I just don't. Not only do I not believe most of it, I think most of it is just people's minds getting the best of them.
No. I totally disagree.
I'm not saying that witchcraft doesn't exist, but I think it's a little bit different than a bunch of dummies that hang out in the church and claim they worship Satan. I mean, I don't know about that.
Yeah, but there's more to that. There probably is that to it. But then there's more to it. Obviously, it's not just that. There's lots of stuff. There's lots of stuff that people
I know what you mean, but
people can get into Satanism and not even know the actual power behind it. They just think they're getting into. So do you know what I mean?
Right.
They
Yeah.
don't know there's actual power to it. So
everybody should be aware of this. That's why I'm glad we're watching it, because I think we should all be aware of the truth of it.
There is some myth within these kind of things as well. But at the same time, just because you believe it and you believe it happens, it doesn't mean to say that the rest of it ain't true. It just means you're deceived about it a little bit.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I had this weird feeling. I'm just getting a vibe. Maybe that's what I should have said.
I think I mean so far I'll judge after I've heard all the tapes. But I think so far, I mean, I haven't heard anything that I would say he's lying about at all. To be honest, I think. No,
and I've heard a lot of stories similar to this. So I mean, it sounds like.
Yeah, like that one with that the other day. I liked the testimony, and then he turned out to be say that bloody Catholicism saved him. You know what I mean? Catholicism was a lie. It pissed me off. But yeah, I'd rather judge by after hearing. You know, not at the beginning.
Oh yeah, I hear you. I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to be sorry, dude. It's your opinion. I was just saying I wasn't doing that. You know, it's your opinion, dude. I swear. You're entirely entitled to it. Entirely entitled to it.
Yeah, the thing that they tried when I was going to church as a young child, I was in the charismatic movement, and the thing that they really pushed as Satan's holiday was Halloween and all the symbolism that goes along with it, and they made several big videos about it constantly, and the same group were pushing like backmasking and how Satan put the messages backwards in rock songs and stuff.
Yeah.
Why would he need to do that?
I mean, I believe that. I believe people put.
Have you read the lyrics of some of the music?
Backmasking is real.
Yeah, I know, I have these.
Some of it's rubbish, the backmasking, but some of it's real. I believe. I don't think Satan himself put it there. I think it was people.
I say we should test it. We should get someone. We should get somebody that knows about this to get some songs and play them backwards without telling us whose song it is and what it sounds and what it supposedly says, and then see if we can figure out what it says without actually getting any cues for it. That would convince me.
Okay. Yeah, I got you there. But what I'm saying is, how do you think that anybody in this world does anything? You think it's done just through spirits? They need a vessel, right? So
no, I think it works like most of us know it works. It's about you polishing the knob of the guy above you, right? And you do that right, and you keep getting higher and higher up on the knob pole. And next thing you know, you're blowing the best guy in the world, and you get all the benefits of that. Of course, that would be the case. Even with a big company, it'd be the same thing. You get a really good job where they pay you salary and give you benefits. Yeah, you're like God to that. You're suddenly God, right?
Well, that's maybe corporate America, but I'm talking about like in the average Joe world here, down here with us, where people go to churches and subscribe to religions and whatnot. The best way for the powers that be would be actually through the media, and they have to use a vessel like a rock star and that's how they can promote their message and actually form society and make it the way it is. That's what I'm going with here, dude. And not like
of course. I totally agree about that.
Anyway, sorry, Roger. Karen.
That's all right. It's no problem. I can finish later. Go ahead, finish playing it. I'm not going to sit on a soapbox, but yeah, corporate America does it.
Yeah.
Okay. On the back of the $1 bill, you'll see the crest with the pyramid in it. Dr. Rasmussen has upstairs.
Hey, Dave. Good to see you, bro. How you doing, man? And Candy, a.k.a. Brent. Sounds like you got a Welsh name. I can't pronounce it.
They don't have a wrench, BJ. I don't know who they are, but
I know. I've never. Well, I don't know them, so I'm not going to give them a wrench straight away. I don't know them. I've never seen them before. We all have a different path that we are all called to walk, and each path is a path to truth. This is all fleshly talk. Once people realize the truth, most can't handle and deny it. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, to be honest. I don't know who you're directing it to. But anyway, good to see you, Dave. Good to see you, Candy.
Isn't he quite kind of quoting Tom Cruise there? You can't handle it.
You can't handle the truth. Well, I think it was.
I want the truth. I can handle it. The truth is too hard to handle.
It was Jack Nicholson that said that you can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise was whole crap. You only have.
Tom Cruise was in the movie. He was the lawyer from the Navy.
Yeah, but he said, I can handle the truth.
I want the truth, and he says, "You can't handle the truth." That's what he checked. Yeah, there you go. Even Dave said it. Jack Nicholson.
Dave is right on it.
What is he at for? No, it's not that. It's just everybody that comes here that I know, I give a wrench to, so they're all equal. You know what I mean? It might seem pointless, but I just so everybody's equal. And if any, and I don't get many trolls, but if any trolls come in, then you're all armed against them. That's what I usually give everyone. But I don't know you yet, so I'm not going to know. I don't know who you are, so I'm not going to someone I don't know. That's Brent. That's what I was just saying. Roger. So it's because in general, the people I know who come in, I haven't got a wrench. I give a wrench because I know them. You know what I mean? But I don't know you. It's fine. If I knew you, fine, you can get a wrench. But it's not the problem. But general statement, okay. But different.
Yeah, I got a question.
You said this is all fleshly talk. I don't know if you meant in here or if you're talking about people in general. I don't know.
Yeah, I got a quick question for you. Do you think George Clooney would have made a better Tom Cruise in the movie Few Good Men?
Sorry, say that again.
George Clooney, would he have been a better role
for
Tom Cruise in the Few Good Men?
I think Tom Cruise played a good part in a few. I think he, but I don't like Tom Cruise. Obviously, he's weird and that. But at that point, before I knew anything, I thought he played a good part. But George Clooney, yeah,
he's a good actor.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
But has he ever played a lawyer, though? That's the question.
No.
I can't think of it. Not one. Yeah, I've never seen him in a court setting at all, ever.
No.
What was the name of The Perfect Storm? That was a good movie.
Yeah, Perfect Storm. It's a true story with Mark Wahlberg and all that. Yeah. Brilliant.
Jeez, trying to think of it now. I'm going off on a tangent. Sorry. Let's listen to Todd here. I'm sure he's
help
me.
The fourth wise one says, Jack Nicholson, you can't handle the truth. Then Tom Cruise, help me, help you. Jerry Maguire.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen Jerry Maguire in forever.
Oh, it's a funny film.
No, it is.
Show me the money.
And whatever happened to Kubi? I don't know. I haven't seen him in a long time.
He looks a little. He does B movies now, like not very good movies. He's starting to look old now. He's starting to look old. He's not young looking like he used to be. You
remember Radio, right? The movie.
Right. Okay. Yes. 2 seconds. Candy will do. Hold on. FE Nation shared out the stream. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, no, FE Nation did share out the stream. That's cool. I don't mind you being here. Just don't worry about that. Saying, but my beliefs are nothing you all speak about. I would be considered a heretic in some people's eyes. Yeah, well, some people are deceived. So it happens. There's a lot of people deceived. So if you don't believe, you don't believe.
This isn't a witch hunt.
That's your prerogative. That's your prerogative.
No. This isn't a witch hunt. We're not looking.
No, it's not a witch hunt at all. It's just listen. Just because Hi, just JP. How you doing, man? How you doing? Good to see you, bro. Anyway, carry on.
The words left out on the block, but there are sections. His is a little behind time. There's a few new organizations. His dates back to the 1800s. But that pyramid in the Illuminati consists of 3 pyramids and a sphinx, but their crest is this crest. The Illuminati is the occult organization that we belong to. It means the light bearer. The witches call it Mariah, the conquering wind. But it's the capstone above. The eye is Lucifer. The triangle of the capstone is the tribunal of the Rothschild family, which is called the Holy Family. They lead the Illuminati. They would be Paul, Peter, for the Catholics, all the saints and Mary and everybody rolled into one, in the Pope. They are the voice. The doctrine of the occult teaches that Lucifer comes and sits at their dining room table. When they see the table, they leave 13 chairs out, and the 13th one is for Lucifer to sit in himself. They set him a plate and everything. And I've been there in the mansion, and I've seen this go on. And they, in turn, direct to the top block of that pyramid. And that top block is the Council of 13 of the Grand Druid Council, which I was a member of. Now, the Druid system of government is not that the politicians run everything. It is the same system that Rome had. The priests let whoever wants to rule the government, but the priests must rule the ruler. Now, I'll let that sink on you for a while. And I want to throw this in. We'll cause a lot of controversy, I'm sure, but it's a fact. Since the time of Woodrow Wilson, including him, there has never been a president of the United States that was not an Illuminati. It did not.
I think Vicky's awake. She might be coming in. She still doesn't sound very well. Like I don't know if she's coming in chat or coming in here. Who did I see? I've seen somebody just come in. Oh, Doreen Gray.
Well, I don't think the Rothschilds came up with the 13th originally. Like, think about like the 12 tribes of Judah.
Aye.
Yeah, each one of them had a judge over each one of the.
I mean, yeah.
That's the order of Levi, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he might not be accurate about totally everything. We're not all accurate about everything, but I still think he's on the right track. He knows things without a doubt. He might not know absolutely everything. It might be some wrong information, something crossed up somewhere. We don't know exactly every single detail to everything. So some things might sound incredulous. Some things might be incredulous. You know what I mean?
Well, but, I'm saying that it's significant in all the cultures from that. The Rothschilds were considered part of the tribe of Judah too, right? According, or not Judah, but
they're not good pigs. You know what I mean? You know that they're not good pigs.
But they're really handy with gold. I know that. I've actually been to their bank before when I was in Newport Beach. There's a Rothschild bank right there off Balboa Island, and in front of it they have a giant gold R in front of their door.
Got it. Yeah. That's the kind of thing they would have. Hey, everything incorporated. Hold on, 2 seconds. Everything incorporated. I take it these and the fourth wise man. I think I've already said hello. I think these probably guys came in because Effie shared the link. You probably come in because of Effie. Good to see you anyway. Good to see you guys. Bless you.
I wonder where the fourth wise man went to, and now he's here.
There he is. He's here. No, I don't. Druidism, no, it's not something I would want to totally know about. I mean, I'd learn about it, but because it's not of my faith, I wouldn't get into it. That's for sure. But all's welcome, yeah. All's welcome. As long as you're not trolls, it's fine. It's fine.
Long. That'll shatter a few people's ideas about a Christian president right now, but it's a fact anyway. And the Grand Druids, although they're just supposedly everyday people like me, you look at me now, I'm this way. I was a different way when I was in witchcraft. And part of my authority was whatever governors, senators, or political people were in my area took direct political orders from me, which I in turn did not think of, but simply translated to them in the orders that we got from London, from the Rothschild family. Now that's the Council of 13. The thrust is that when I left in 72, they had a chart that said in 8 years,
Hey, babe.
Hey, Vicky.
I was just saying, I was just saying to people, you
How
might.
are we doing this morning?
Pack.
Yeah, I was going to say, but she doesn't feel very well. She's in pain as well. Still not
Well,
feeling very well.
she's covering up the C in craft right now.
Yeah, that's
It
good.
says raft.
But it's good. It's fine because it's a static picture, so we all know what it is. There's the picture.
Oh, there you go.
And it will, every time I do one of these, it'll be the same picture. Like I say, there's 6 tapes. They're in 2 parts, so it's going to take 6 weeks. If I do 2 a week, it'll take 6 weeks. But yeah, so I'll do 1 at the weekend and 1 through the week sometime. To get 1 tape done a week. Again, thank you guys for coming. You okay, babe? Apart from being not well.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Do you need a little R&R?
Uh-huh.
No, I need a new body.
I need one. You'll get one. You'll get one eventually.
Not like now.
No. You only get the 2. You
I
only get
feel
the 2.
like cat. Like last night, I thought, I'll just look on Fluxes quick. And then I seen Luca and I was like, no, I can't deal with that normal without being ill. I just was like, no.
He got on mine earlier that day, but it was just for me to tell him for straight and for sure that you won't get back on. And I let him say his piece, you won't get back on. I do like you, and I hope you find Jesus. I'd rather you be a Glober with Jesus than a flat earther without Jesus. Basically, that's what I said to him.
Yeah, I made a little joke there. If you look at my screen name, Vicky.
No.
Rest and relaxation. That's what it stands for.
No.
I meant Roger and Rock.
Roger rocks.
Roger and Ryan.
That's
Yes,
monster.
Vicky. Yes, ma'am.
No, that's what the R&R is. Roger and Ryan.
Right.
There you go.
I thought it was rest and relaxation, or the other kinds of things that start with tar and with ed.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Retard.
Did you say the word?
That's the one. There you go. Very good.
God.
Anyway,
I thought it meant like rudimentary and retarded or something. I don't know.
Rudimentary and
Rest and
retarded.
relaxation. I mean,
Barbara says she plays that you're feeling much better. She's
Thank
not
you.
feeling much better, but she's
Now I know why you guys didn't do your stream today. It's because Vicky wasn't up for it.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, no, she was. I did. She did let people know. And she said for
Try
next
to
week.
stay up, and like when you feel really tapped,
Yeah.
and I was just like, oh, and then like I went into Fluxes to say like hit the likes and that, and I was just like, I feel really shite, and PJ's like, just go to bed,
So,
And there you go.
and I
Is it-
still feel like shite.
so it worked. It worked. You feel better?
Yeah.
I did.
I feel like,
See? Should listen to him more often. See? I'm just kidding.
no, because I still feel like shite, Ryan.
Yeah. Oh, you still do?
Don't piss her off.
Maybe you can come down with something, huh? I mean,
Well,
I don't know.
my chest is really itchy.
I've
and
been
I've
feeling really weak lately too. I don't know whether it's the weather or what's going on, but I've been feeling the same way. It's kind of like I wake up and I get up moving around, and normally I would be energetic most of the day, but now 3 or 4 hours in, I'm like nodding out and feeling tired, and then I stay up late anyway. It's weird. It's just like can't sleep.
Well, I know what you guys need. I really do.
Yeah.
You need some hydrogenated water.
That's it. We had to add chemicals to our water. That's exactly what we need.
But the water in Britain has literal human feces in it, the tap water. So I am not going to be drinking it.
Technically, there's probably human feces in everything, considering it's
Everywhere,
in the
yeah.
air.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'll stick to
Microscopic particles, of course, but
Structured.
Well, God gave us a nose with a filter on it.
anyone hungry
So-
for hot fudge?
I will stick with Pepsi Max, and you lot can drink your water.
I'm not drinking water at all.
Too. I'm not drinking lemonade either.
I've got coffee and Pepsi Max.
Yeah, I'd struggled with opiates. Well, about the same time since I'm 48 now. I mean, I haven't taken anything. I haven't been taking heroin, but I mean, also painkillers as well. I was on painkillers as well as being on heroin, but I haven't been on it since 2019. So it's what 5, 6. Come on, it's about 5.5 years, isn't it? It was 5 years. Something like that, right?
Congratulations, brother. We're proud of you too. Very proud of you.
Yeah,
Cheers, bro.
no, he's done really well.
Cheers, bro. But I mean, before, so I was just saying, so I was just trying to work out how long. So I'm 48 now, 5 years to say. I think it was
Mr. Cruiser.
42 the last time I took everything like that. So since I was 18, before that, so 20 odd years, I struggled with it. Definitely.
Well, Mr. Cruikshank, you got to meet my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was an addict for
Is his name
16
Daryl?
years.
Really?
No, not. Yeah, he was.
I
It
was
really
injected
hard.
from the age of 16 to the age of 42. On and off.
You guys got a lot in common.
Yeah. Good. I mean, I like hearing testimony of the people coming off drugs. Brilliant.
He's
have
not
the
on it
whole world.
anymore.
Good. Did you know God? Did you know Jesus?
I got called a pisshead and I don't even
Well,
drink.
I don't know if he is.
I know, but
A piss ant or a piss head? Which was
head.
it?
You're a pisshead.
Piss
I
ant?
don't even
That just
drink.
means you're annoying and small. Basically it's a way of saying that you're basically ignorant and small.
No.
That's basically what it
No,
means.
over here.
No, you meant it.
Over here, it means you're an alcoholic.
Oh.
They said it means because
Oh,
you're always
really?
getting pissed.
Oh, okay,
Getting
because
pissed in
I see,
alcohol
because
means you're a
because
pisshead.
you piss everywhere. Yeah, I get it. I get the
I
joke.
don't even drink.
That's hilarious. Now that I think about it, it's quite funny.
Yeah, I used to drink, but I don't drink anymore. And
So
like,
what if you quit smoking? Do they call it? What do they call that?
you just
Come on, you know
don't-
where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're going. But like,
Faghead.
my thing is right. Yeah, but like, I tell you, they're over the road from me as well, and they're lucky because years ago I'd have knocked them out. Now I'm a good girl.
Hold on.
Are you?
No, not at all.
Do they call it Fags Anonymous?
But,
Just JP said, hello, hold on. Just JP said, good luck, PJ. It's a tough old road. Been on it myself 15 years now. What, you're actually on opiates or on tablets? Or do you mean you've been off of it? Or
yeah,
you're actually saying on it?
JP has said before he had problems before.
Right, yeah. Cool. But I mean,
Vicky, you got to check out my camera. Hold on. Just thinking about it. I got mine like on a PC.
he's on the laptop.
So we're not gonna have Robo Rog anymore.
No.
Never.
No.
Only at work.
Only at work.
Well, of course, yeah. Of course we will. We'll still have Robo Rog on Flatzoids.
Yeah, Flatzoid's got to change his time because I work that last hour he's on. If I ever get on, well, I'm on their Wi-Fi, so I have no choice. It is
You
what
were
it
on the
is.
gear for a while. Fair play, you're off it, man. Bless you, man. It is tough, dude. It's very, very tough. It's tough.
What is the gear?
Even when you're off it, it's tough. You know.
Okay.
I still think you can take it now and again. All that kind of stuff.
Oh.
I've done it where I thought I could take it. And there has been times I've took it recreationally. But in the end, you always take it too much and end up back on it. You just got to stay off of it. I suppose that. But yeah, no, it is a tough road, dude. You were right. Any addiction is, bro.
Oh, but when you don't even do the things anymore, people are still chucking them at you. People that you don't even know, like, get a grip, you retard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how it happens. Sometimes just GP. Sometimes dealers get high in their own supply, don't they? I mean, I know you're not meant to, but sometimes that happens. That sometimes people just become dealers for the money. And then they just, I'll try it. And they end up hooked on it. I don't know if that's how it happened for you, but that happens just GP.
I've never been tempted to try it ever. Never. Even like when I was a raging alky.
I mean, tablets and that you are, but heroin itself, no, I know.
And when I was younger, I was dealing, and I actually started using my supply.
I mean,
and it'll mess with everything. You start losing all your money, and you just sell it just to get your stuff. So
of course.
It's worse than the addiction. You're addicted to supplying other people and supplying yourself. So you're just dealing just to get it. So.
JP.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
well, the only job I used to be good at. No doubt. Anyway, let's get on with this. It's got 14 minutes left. Let's do it.
And from remembering that chart, I haven't seen one thing through the news media not happen on schedule according to that chart. I would say that that's about right. I would say the word today would be Maranatha, that he's coming real quick. Because theirs is coming real quick. They have it. It's not that far away. Okay. Yeah. It'd be easier to give you the names who aren't. About 99%. Okay? The man who pulled me out of jail became an attorney general under Ford. It was William Saxby. Well, that gives you two names to start with. The best way is to find out who belongs to the CFR or who belongs to the CFR. Yeah. Not the way it's been written. It's a little ridiculous. I know I'm going to step on a few people's toes who have read about the Illuminati, but he asked me what part Zionism played in the Illuminati. Rothschild and a few people in the Illuminati were born Jews. But they're not Jews. You can get in the Word of God and find it. A little bit. The system is this. With the same book that proclaimed that the Illuminati is a Jewish organization also proclaimed that the Illuminati is a Luciferian organization. You can't have both. True.
That's great. Just that's fantastic, man. That's brilliant. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying, Ryan, but when it's an addiction, it does. I mean, I was hurting other people. I was stealing. I mean, my family were getting hurt by it. I was hurt by it. So, yeah. I mean, that way it's different.
There's always people that suffer.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, that's why we had to quit, right? Like, that's why I quit drinking, because I was hurting other people. That's why I had to quit.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're not a selfish bastard, are you, Ryan?
No, that's it.
I am. I'll admit it. I am, but I think everybody is. So, you know what? Deal with it.
No, because if you're selfish, you'd have carried on.
We're all good and we're all bad. That's the way we're made, right?
None of us are perfect, but you can't be defined by your past. Just because you did things in your past.
Well, no, but even if I knew you were shooting heroin after the show, it probably wouldn't matter much to me, because it's not my person. It doesn't really matter to me. How are you hurting me by what you do on your own personal time? It doesn't matter to me. You know what I mean? Honestly, when you do have, when people are close to you, your loved ones actually do suffer from your own actions. It's just repercussions. I know that, but what I meant was, like, if I don't live near you, if you're not affecting my lifestyle, then why would I take personal offense because you actually smoke pot or something? Why would I care?
Well, yeah.
Does that actually make a person bad, or does that make you into a criminal? No. But a lot of people that do drugs become that, right? But
do you know something, right?
Sandro says hello to you.
Hi, Sandro. In my life, right, I've come across a lot of addicts and a lot of rich people. And people are completely different. But being an addict doesn't make you a criminal. I know addicts that would never take anything off anybody. But I also know rich people that would take everything off you and leave you with nothing.
Yeah, so, but they never do drugs. Yeah, they never do drugs, but they'll still
their drug is the money, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but just
it's how it affects you is what it is. Yeah.
You know, we're all human. We all make mistakes. But when people are chucking your past in your face, that's a them thing, not a you thing. Like I said to somebody, why do you behind my back stab me in the back? Because what? You're jealous of me, so behind my back you have to try and rip me down. And it's true. Like, I've done nothing to that person but help them. But they can say that I'm a pisshead because I used to drink and slag me off. Like, if it makes them feel better about themselves,
it's kind of like, we call that being a lush. Like, yeah, you're next lush. Or, yeah, it's just a way of lowering you. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's a pecking order thing. It's normally a men thing. That's normally what men do. They don't normally do it to women, but obviously nowadays things are just, there's no rules anymore. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hear you.
Well, I call that projection. They have problems of their own, so they're going to project your problems.
And they also project their problems onto you too, because they identify with certain keys and they think that it reminds them of their faults, and then they start. You know, I do it all the time. You call me out for it plenty of times, Roger. I mean, it's just what we do. It's like how we cope with what a crappy person we are from day to day. It's just how we.
I know, but when
psychological thing, you know.
When somebody's done nothing but try and help you, right, and then behind their back you're tearing them down, and then you pretend that you're all innocent and all this, and then it comes out that you keep doing it. I'm not going to help somebody that won't help themselves, but also I'm not going to help somebody that behind my back tries to tear me down. Like, call me a pisshead. I could call them a lot worse.
Forget about
I mean, I guess for me, it's like in my recovery, I realized that I was going to get that kind of flack. And a lot of people had a right to be that way because I treated them badly while I was drunk. And a lot of people are going to have a lot of hangups for that. So knowing that, I looked at it like this. If I'm going to go and apologize to them and at least tell them, hey, I'm sorry about all the crappy things I did to you, if I'm going to be honest with them and get my freedom back from all that guilt, right? I have to be able to take that kind of crap and let it slide. I have to be able to say, yeah, let them call me a stupid alcoholic and a piece of crap and all that, because I was at that time, right? I have to realize that. So just in my mind, I'm not saying you need to do this. I'm saying this is how it helped me recover. Was I didn't do that. I did the opposite. I went the other way. I tried to be nice and I tried to let them just get it off their chest. Let people say what they got to say. What they think doesn't make any difference. It doesn't change who you are. You know what I'm saying? So if people want to say things about you that they feel, if they have that emotion at that point, let them. But, you can come back later and explain, well, maybe, you can explain, well, this is how I felt. This is why I said what I said. And maybe that person will come and say, well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that's what you meant. That's why I got upset, And then suddenly you realize that, we were both wrong about it, but we were both trying to protect our own feelings and make ourselves look good. And we ended up hurting each other by it. You know what I mean?
The said person didn't know me as a pisshead, so they have no right to call me a pisshead.
Don't just forget about them. They're idiots, babe. They're idiots. Yeah. How you doing, Flats?
Hello.
Hey, good to see you guys. How's it going, Vicky?
I'm good.
I love the icon.
Feeling better?
Not really.
Oh man, praying for you.
Thank you.
That's Todd White, isn't it? Well, it's not Todd White.
Todd White.
You can call me Todd White. Yeah.
Yeah, John Travolta as that character he played. I can't remember.
That's just weird, man. That's all I gotta say.
But it does look like Todd White.
He's painting a mural for you. That's what he's gonna look like next time you see him on the show.
All right.
Is it time
did you figure out what happened to your internet today?
It's much better today. I think it was just some issues with the service provider.
It was weird because your sound was perfect, but I mean, well, it was for us in Restream at the time. I don't know if YouTube.
Not for us on the flat on the.
It wasn't. I know the videos and that were choppy, and his video camera looked choppy, but the sound was fine. But
I listened back.
No,
it
it was the Illuminati guys. I made sure I couldn't finish a stream.
That's it, man. That's it. Right, let's get this done.
Damn those people.
I think we got about 13-ish minutes left. Hold on, how long is it? 40 minutes. Yeah, about 42 minutes. About 30 minutes. Something like that.
Jew believes in Yahweh. A Illuminati person, and I'm not a Jew, and I was a leader of the Illuminati, believes in Lucifer, the god of light, peace, love, blah, 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 and so on. Has nothing to do with the saints, because there might be a few Jews born, and they might have some ties with Zionism, bloodline, but the organization itself has nothing to do with Judaism at all. It is totally 100% Druid occult, and that's the purpose. In fact, the reason that the Rothschilds even still reside in London is because England is considered to the witches the same as Palestine is considered to us. It is the Holy Land. You take pilgrimages there. You stop off and kiss the stones on the Rothschild mansion for luck and so on and so forth. If by some chance you happen to meet a Rothschild and he gives you a blessed sign or a blessed bee, then your whole life is that. It's that type of nature. But it has nothing to do. There is an interesting thing, though, I'd like to throw in. A lot of witches do wear the thing called the Star of David. David was long dead before that star was ever drawn. His son drew it. And it's called the hexagram, and the word to curse with the hex comes from the hexagram.
I knew that. I knew the hex came from hexagram.
Yeah, I'm actually glad he said that because it is based on Druidism. Yeah. A lot of people see the link with the Star of David, and then they say, "Oh, you see, it's just the Zionists doing this." In the meantime, it's not actually that. They just get it. They obviously have a part in it, but unfortunately, they rope all Jews into it, which is sad.
Right.
Yeah, not all Jews actually practice Kabbalah neither. So,
nope. Actually, the only ones that do is a very small faction. It's a very small faction that actually is part of this whole Druidism, Zionist, Kabbalah stuff. The majority of Jews are just normal Jews, but unfortunately, they all get dragged with it. It's a sad thing.
The first girl I ever had a crush on, she was full-blooded Jewish. Her name was Roth.
Roth.
Yeah, it was. Sarah Roth.
When she was a child, she was a Rothschild.
Isn't one of the Hiltons married to a Rothschild?
I'm not sure. The Hilton family, like the Paris Hilton.
Right, that Hilton. Right, got you. I was, do you know what?
I think one of the daughters is married to a Rothschild.
Well, she's not going to be wanting for money, then, is she?
Well, no, from both sides.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. They own the hotel, don't they?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know. I honestly didn't know that.
Yeah.
The Hiltons own the Hilton hotels, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they made all their money, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't get raised in Scotland chilling. You get dragged up. Absolutely. I was dragged up.
And when witches practice magic, they draw a 5-pointed
Go nip to the toilet, guys. I'll leave this in quick.
star to stand in, and they call demons up in the evil sign, what we call the Star of David. So before Christians start tying it around their neck, that's called the demon star, or the Death Star. And that's why it was drawn. For a few people that might be confused about the Solomon aspect, when he backslid, he became the most holiest person in the occult. Everything that we practice are based upon books that he wrote and pictures that he drew when he backslid. Well, including that exorcism rite you asked about, he wrote it. Yeah. Absolutely. I'll give you okay, she asked if they're behind witchcraft programs that are coming on. I'm going to give you 2 quick examples. For one, I'm telling you this across the country, the most disastrous film that has ever come out pro-witchcraft, thousands of people that are Christians are going to go watch and are watching. I was told by a bunch of Christian people across the United States in every city I went to, you got to go see this movie. There's no sex, there's no violence. There's, it's just an old kind of, how would you put it? I can't think of the guy in the 30s that was a sequence, an outer space movie, Flash Gordon type picture. So I went and watched it. It used words and beliefs that are the innermost beliefs in witchcraft. They're not even the ones spoken of in the open.
Yeah, that's right, Fletcher. You do get Jews by bloodline, don't you? And by being born in state Jew, like you say. Yeah.
Well, all you got to do is go to your local synagogue. You can pull up bloodlines for most of the Jewish people in your community. They have a seal in the temple.
I was right.
Yeah.
Nikki Hilton is married to James Rothschild.
Oh, Nikki Hilton, is it?
Wow.
I thought you meant actually Paris herself, Paris Hilton.
No,
Nikki's a short one, right?
I think Paris Hilton. I think Paris Hilton's too dumb. They wouldn't want to be associated with it.
When I had the Hilton, that's the first Hiltons I think about Paris.
Well, it's her sister.
I know, but it's the first Paris I thought about. First Hilton I thought about was Paris Hilton, wasn't it?
They made reality TV worth watching, didn't they?
Oh wow!
No, they didn't. As somebody who was a teenager around that time, no, they really didn't.
It was a joke.
I didn't watch much American reality TV. I watched a bit of like Big Brother and that, like UK TV, but I soon came to not like it. You know,
I found Big Brother so boring. You just
I
sat
liked
there
it when it
watching
first came
people.
out. When it first came out.
But you see, they forced drama onto it as much as possible to make it more exciting.
Of course,
Like,
yeah, nobody would watch otherwise.
No.
Nobody would tune in.
I wouldn't watch it. It's ridiculous. It's based on, you know what it's based on.
Did you ever see Robin Big?
Who?
Robin Big. It was a reality TV show on MTV.
No.
It was a skateboarder. He actually got a bodyguard. He got a big black guy. He's a little skinny little white dude. And they just followed him around every day and filmed what they did.
Okay.
They didn't add any drama to that at all, but they did like shenanigans. They would mess with people, and it was funny. Yeah. That's better reality TV.
I've got to have a look at this Todd White. Well, it's not. It's John Travolta, but it looks like Todd White that I was doing last week.
It does, doesn't it? There
from,
we go. The goatee's a good touch. Is he Klingon?
He is Klingon. He's the weirdest character on I've ever seen.
Yeah, I have no pictures on the PC now, so I can't put an avatar up. So,
just take a picture or swap it, put it from your phone, or send it to send it to your messenger on your phone. Then open up your messenger on your thing, and then save it to your computer.
I don't have Facebook downloaded to this thing yet.
Well, you just do it. You don't even have to download it. You can go to do it through browser. Just go Facebook browser. You don't have to download anything. You can. You don't have to download it out there.
I got to remember all my passwords now. You're talking.
That's a pain in the butt, but I tend to keep the same password. But sometimes when I do something, it tells me to change it because my original password didn't have characters like an exclamation mark and that and all that stuff. But now
the $sign.
Yeah, they don't. They tell you got to have the symbols and all that crap now. A number,
don't forget the letter,
and symbols and stuff. All right, just JP.
And witches don't call it witchcraft. They call it the Force.
The Force.
It's called Star Wars.
I was going to say. Right, now he knows of Star Wars, so it's after 78. This is.
Yeah.
It's after 78, so it must have been recorded in the 80s.
It's the golden leg syndrome.
Yeah. So Barbara, I think he must have been. Like Barbara said, she was drawn to these tapes in 76. I think it might be mixed up with the dates. I don't know, unless there was... No, because he said Star Wars there, and that was 78, wasn't it? The first Star Wars. So it's got to be latest 70s or early 80s he's done this. Something like that.
I just remembered something.
Yeah.
Huh? Remember what Paris Hilton and Nikki... What was the name? Nicole Richie had that show. They're bringing it back out. I totally forgot.
What show? I don't know what you're talking about when it comes to these things.
They used to have a show on MTV.
City Girls or something like that, right?
But apparently they're bringing it back as middle-aged.
I bet Vicky watched really Housewives of California, Orange County and all that, didn't you?
I used to watch Orange Housewives.
My mate Chiggy used to watch all that.
You like the Housewives of Atlanta? Come on, the Peaches are the best.
My mate Chiggy used to watch all that crap.
Orange County and I think New York, but not the rest. Was it New York? I don't know. New Jersey. I can't remember.
They have one in Atlanta too, and they do like the corniest crap on that one for sure.
They have it here. They have Real Housewives of Cheshire, but I've never seen it, and I don't know how.
Wow.
Yeah. Huh. So even Britain is tacky.
Jesus. Yeah. I remember watching Are You Being Served and shows like that. That was
brilliant.
Fun.
Brilliant, man. I love them old shows. I mean, you look at the dude now, it's obvious he's gay, but when you're a kid, you don't know that crap.
Mr. Humphreys, you couldn't tell he was quite the fairy, though.
All right.
Can I help you? Are you busy, Mr. Humphreys? Not at the moment, no.
Anyway.
Captain Peacock.
Oh, man.
And the whole thing is centered around 2/3 of the movie is based on the Force. That you're stronger when you die, you're reincarnated, you receive guides from people who are dead. It's ESP. See, the biggest line about witchcraft is that it's not bad. It's neither good nor bad. It's the person that's good or bad. And this movie emphasized that a lot. That witchcraft was okay as long as you were a good person. So, adults, before you let them go. And the other one I want to hit real quick.
Hey, good to see you, Barry, man. Good to see you.
Well,
is how many remember Bewitched?
PJ, it kind of reminds me of kind of our argument with gravity. It is a force, but it isn't a force.
Absolutely.
It's all about the force, man.
It's all about
the force that isn't a force.
A force is not a force. Absolutely.
It's not a force that could be a force that
Yeah, it's something that you can just look at it as a force.
But it's not a good force or a bad force.
Yeah, you don't know what it is, but you can look at it as a force, even though it's not. Wow.
And that's why they call it epic. What is it? It's a force.
Probably one of the main reasons that witchcraft grew, it and Dark Shadows. Bewitched was written by a witch. The belief of witchcraft is you're born a witch, and that the mortals, or everyday people who don't practice, are dummies. You remember that in the thing? Well, they never got into, it was more of a comedy, they never got into witches' ceremonies or Sabbath or anything like that. Last night, a person asked me to watch who had gotten to read the script of the new one, Tabitha. So I watched it. It had witchcraft all through it. Real witchcraft. Ceremonies, Halloween, everything. They're coming out stronger now. You better watch what your kids turn on the TV set.
You know,
there hasn't been a witchcraft movie that had anything to do with.
You know what's the sad thing about this? You're getting Christians today saying, "Oh, you guys are just superstitious. You know, just let your children celebrate it because it's harmless." No, even the witches that come out of this stuff say, "Don't let your children do it because it is demonic."
Of course, it is.
It's based on certain occultic rituals.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you want anything of your children to do that stuff? And the sad thing is, like I said, the Christians today are saying, "Oh no, it's just harmless." It's not harmless.
No, of course it's not. Of course it's not.
Trust me, it's not harmless. It fills their head with lies. It fills their head with lies and a bunch of stuff to make up, and they end up thinking about, like my daughter, she's all into these video games with all these supposed gods and all this, and that's all she talks about. It's like, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous how it affects a child's mind. It really is. It's ridiculous.
Of course.
Trust me, it's bad. I don't care what anybody says about it or whether you believe in all that stuff. It's real, right? It is real. I'm just saying,
like my daughter,
there are things in the world that are real, but yet people take advantage of them.
It's like my daughter in Scotland. I don't know what she's into, but it's got to be some kind of witchcraft. She dresses in black. She's all in. She dyes her hair red and black and all that. It's always black.
I did stuff like that when I was a kid to get attention, but I don't know.
I don't know what she's into. Like some kind of witchcraft, but I know she's got an altar of some sort. I've seen like things not there, and yeah, I don't. And the thing is, I can give her my opinion or whatever, but she's not going to listen to me. I mean, I haven't been in her life since she was 5. Not by choice, but I hadn't been in her life since she was 5, and she's 20. She was born in 2000, so she's 24 now. So yeah. If I could give her my opinion, but she'd just tell me shut up. She laughed at me. She disowned me when she knew I was a flat earther. She's like, I can't believe I came from you. She talks to me now.
Yeah, 13, 14, they think they know everything. It's like, you got many years to go. Trust me. Give it time.
When I was a kid,
make a decision now.
When I was younger, I shaved a mohawk, dyed my hair red, bright red, had a bright green goatee, wore spike and leather, and went to punk clubs and hung out with weird people. Yeah, it was a normal thing to do. I think all teenagers go through that stuff.
Yeah, but I think she's got an altar. I mean, that's not normal.
An altar's not normal. I didn't have one of those in the closet. No.
It is normal because we all have male hormones, and when they go crazy when we get into puberty, it makes us that way. It's hard not to be, really. Think about it. Can you imagine just trying to be a perfectly not reacting to any stimuli at all, like all through your childhood? Knowing if you were to go back and know it all that you knew now, do you think you'd still be able to avoid the situations that you tried not to? You know what I mean? Come on, man. Like,
no way you can avoid everything. No.
You could try to be a good person, but you're going to eventually make a mistake, and then that makes you fallible, and therefore now you have nothing to stand on. I think that's why it says the most important rule of all is to treat others as yourself, as if they were a copy of you and everything you did was going to happen to you. If you just do that, that's the biggest commandment in the Bible. Everything. Forget all the rest of it, it says. That's the most important thing. That's what gets me. It's like, why do we do this? Why do we separate like we do? Why is there this opposing force? So it can seem so easy to get along? Why do people go out of their way to not? You know what I mean? It's like, you know how pleasing it is when you do the right thing, right? And when somebody does the right thing for you or helps you in the middle of something when you're having a bad day. and someone comes along and saves your butt. It makes you feel like, wow, that's credible. And it makes you feel great, right? And it makes that person feel great. So when you do those kind of things, even though you might lose some money or you might lose time, it's something important. It fulfills something that you can't get anywhere else. That's a feeling you can't get from anything else in the world. Doing the right thing. It feels great. So why do we fight it so much? You know what I'm saying? Think about it. We fight it constantly. When the reality is that's all we're supposed to do is just get along and love each other. That's all we're really supposed to do. But we are convinced that it's all about this and it's all about that and this is true and that it's not true. We're supposed to just get along, right? And make do.
Said love your neighbor as yourself. Said love your neighbor as yourself. Said love your neighbor as yourself. Not everyone's your neighbor.
Yes, that's the first commandment. Right. Isn't that what Jesus said? Am I wrong?
Love your neighbor as yourself. Love one another. Yeah.
That is the most important one. And who confirmed it? Someone else said, yes, you're right.
It's not wrong to dislike someone. It's not wrong to dislike someone. Love is a choice. It's not an emotion. I mean, yes, it's an emotion, that kind of thing. But the loving thing is a choice. You can dislike someone. Right.
You can take your feelings and stuff them down inside and hide them and put up with somebody else's crap because you know they're going through something and it's necessary, right? In order to avert the whole situation becoming this big blow up where you get mad, they get mad, and you're fighting and you're throwing stuff at each other and you're calling each other names, right? Think about it. But if you but you are able, I do it all the time. I'm able sometimes to just snap, even though I'm angry and I want to do something and I want to cause physical harm. But some reason, something inside of me just snaps and I just change and I do it differently. Instead of acting violent, I flip and something happens to me. It's just weird. I don't know how to explain it. But that feels so good when I'm able to do that. It feels beautiful. So why would I just don't get it, bro? It's so confusing to me why people become this way.
In order to have good things, Brian, you have to sacrifice, dude. And that's what it is.
Right.
We're fallen world. Right. That's why.
You have to be willing to give it all away to get it, right?
Of course. But Flat says I do pull-ups and push-ups. No, you do push-ups and push-ups, dude. There's no such thing as pull. You do push-ups and push-ups.
What about fill-ups and flop-overs and? Come on,
we know where you're going, Ryan.
Play a word game. Yeah, let's play some word games, baby.
No such thing as a pull and floss.
No,
the thing PJ's really worried about is the fact that his daughter's got an altar in the house. That's kind of strange.
Absolutely.
It depends on how serious she is about it. But I guess, I acted out a lot when I was a kid. I never thought of doing that, pretending to be a witch or anything like that. But I mean, I did come up with some crazy stuff and tell people lots of stories to try to throw them off so they leave me alone or whatever the situation was. I used it to my benefit, right? Where either they would just ignore me because they thought I was lying to them or telling stories or whatever, like that's worked for me. So because I know that works, that's why I don't necessarily believe sometimes when people they seem so genuine about it, but you can kind of tell that they still don't know what the hell really happened to them. They just know they had this really weird experience and they try to explain it and they ask everyone about it and then other people to share theirs and then they get mingled with it. And next thing you know, you're creating this created thing in your head. And I know how easy that is. It's just like paranoia comes. It's like with all the bad things that are happening in the world, when you find out about them, it makes you think that everything has to be that way. And you start second guessing everything and it becomes an obsession. That's very, very dangerous. You know what I mean? Like I scare myself all the time. Like I start thinking about all the places that are right near me in California where you can go and have a snap abortion. Well, I don't know if it's that way now, but it was that way like for a long time. And
which we do not condone, by the way. We do not condone anything to do with abortions, by the way.
But you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing.
No, I'm just disclosing that because the word was used. You know what I mean?
Sorry, I should have said something.
That's all right. It's cool. I'm just disclosing it. Carry on.
You know where I was going. You get where I was going with it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Say, what was you saying, babe?
I'll shut up now. I'm sorry.
I was talking to Sue next door.
Oh, was you? Okay. All right, I'll get on with this. There's got 10 minutes left. Let's get it done.
Satan in the last 5 years that Satan didn't win openly in the picture. Tabitha, bewitched. I know.
I can't hear it.
All right, Flats, later, bro. Later. He's not saying anything, Roger.
Somebody in the audience is asking him a question.
Bye, Keith.
Yeah.
What?
Bye, class. No, somebody in the audience.
I thought you said Mikey. Are you saying bye, Keith? Somebody in the audience is asking what? Oh, him a question. I thought you meant somebody here and YouTube was asking a question.
They were
asking.
I've got an antihistamine under my tongue. I said bye, Keith.
Why is it under your tongue? Swallow it.
Because I put it on my tongue.
It's not sublingual, you know. It's meant to be swallowed, not left under your tongue. It's not subutex. Yeah, anyway.
I know. I've got reports on it. I was in witchcraft back then. I know what was going on. Yeah. Wasn't there a woman who had a lot to do with the show by the name of Louise Huebner? That's my foster mother. Yeah. What now? Usually through the Illuminati name's not used much anymore, except by everyday people who find out about it. Witches don't use it. The organization doesn't use it. And each country has the Mariah is the occult part, and the political part has a name in each country. And the United States is called the Council of Foreign Relations. That's
God definitely is only God. That's why I said earlier on, Ryan, if they do a spell, say for money, and they get it, it's not just falling out of the sky. It's affecting other people's wills, because it would have to come through that kind of means. It would have to be physical. It's not being conjured out of the sky and just coming out of.
Oh yeah, of course not. Of course not.
So
yeah, I know. Of course not.
To get it, it's coming from other people's wills. So God is the only God.
Yeah, of course. Right. Their effect. Yeah, whenever they take advantage and they use people and whatever to take advantage over and get money or whatever they do, whatever they're getting for free or whatever they're, manipulating people for, is obviously causing harm. Yes, that's the difference. That's the reason why when I hear it, if I find out somebody smoked a joint yesterday, I don't necessarily nullify what they said or even think that they're a bad person or even that maybe that they're less than me or that they don't deserve to have something to say or anything like that. I just think, well, that person smoked a pot yesterday. Whoop-de-doo. I don't let it stretch and pull me to think, oh, well, they must be a criminal too, and they must be some kind of mastermind. They must be in some kind of criminal ring. They must be, come on, can't I just be a bad person just for the day and then tomorrow go back to normal and everybody not think I'm some kind of weirdo? Come on.
Well, that's not going to happen tonight, dude. I promise you.
I didn't smoke a joint yesterday.
I know you didn't.
I feel left out now.
Weird.
Oh, dang it.
Mainly how they got into it. They mainly got into it because you can't become a president. You may think you elect a president, but I'm here to tell you elect whoever they put up. And when I was saved in 72, I got on a television broadcast that went throughout southern Texas, New Mexico, and so on. And they still got the tape down. It was on a talk show called The 7 Club in the morning. And I had a minister from the church there with me, Ed Human. And they asked me the political aspect that would be happening. Now, this was the election of Nixon and McGovern at the time. And I said a few things I don't want to really get into right now because we don't have the time. But one of the things I said was that the last election that would happen, the president, the next one coming up, the one that just happened, the president that would be elected will be the last president elected in the United States. That doesn't mean it'll be the last election. It just means he'll be the last president. And that when he was elected, he was so important to be elected that the person who would run against him would also be Illuminati. That they wouldn't allow anybody else to get the nomination from the other party. And that he would purposely do everything during his campaign, the other party, in this case Ford, to throw that election. And if you'll look back on it, I think you'll see things that he did that lost many, many votes. And then he almost won anyway. I think it would have been disastrous if he had won to them, not to us. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, yeah. We have talked with Reagan's son and other people, and they have told us of violent threats, bribes, death threats, assassinations, attempts, and everything that never reached the news media that went on during the nomination thing for the Republican Party. Yeah. It ain't easy. I've got a first grader that went to school, and every day she came home, she said, "Daddy, here it is, throw it in the trash can during the Halloween."
Hey, Sergio, good to see you, bro.
Hey, Sergio.
I said,
season.
yeah.
The goblins, the ghosts, the witches, stuff they cut out. She understood. She says, "Oh well, Thanksgiving and Christmas is coming up." She understood. Halloween had absolutely nothing to do with Christianity. Christians shouldn't even touch it with a 10-foot pole. It comes from the word shaman, which means the day the dead come back and talk. It was invented by witches, capitalized on by the Catholics, but nothing in it has to do with Christians. Nothing. Who wants to celebrate a day that witches sacrificed thousands of people throughout the world on? Yes. White magic and black magic is a Catholic.
You can't hear the questions they're asking in the audience, but you can tell by his answers pretty much what they're asking. You know, he's probably asking the difference between white and black magic or something now.
Term. When they were burning people at the stake for being witches, they wanted to protect themselves that practiced it. So they invented the term white witchcraft or white magic and black magic. Which
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
It's black or it's white.
Yeah.
And their books will tell you that it doesn't exist. As it was
Black or white, it's the same. It's the same.
mentioned in Star Wars. And yet, when they're trying to convert a Christian, they will say they're white witch and not a black witch. And yet they'll tell you in their books it doesn't exist. Which means they'll say anything to convert you. But there is no such thing. The devil is evil, and you can't whitewash him or anything he does. You can call it ESP, but it's still witchcraft.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hypnosis is with the devil.
Absolutely.
Plain and simple. Yeah.
Yep. Brown magic as well, Sergio. Even if it's brown magic, it's evil.
That's a good one.
Charismatic realm. Theirs is feeling and not word. I go into charismatic churches and speak, I know. And I want to tell you something. They can't understand why they have no young people. They can't understand why the young people are practicing witchcraft. It's because they've never been taught the word. They've been trying to give a form of discipline without love, strong discipline, no love to go with it, and no word, just emotion. And then they wonder why somebody is saved 3 months and then in the world 3 months later. A good example of this is Melody Land. It's got to probably be one of the worst churches in Calvary Chapel in the United States. Because it is absolutely, they have a whole Bible college. They teach nothing but emotion and theory. They don't teach the word. Well, as long as you, one thing real quick here. Satanists believe in Satan. Witches do not. And there is a difference. Witches are taught that Satan and hell is a lie. I was saved for hours before I ever knew there was a devil. I concentrate on the scripture. I concentrate on the 16th chapter of Acts and the Ephesians 6:12, the 18th chapter of Deuteronomy. Please don't quote, we suffer a witch to die. Please don't quote that to them. They scare them to death. But work on the love and work on the scripture, but leave the devil and hell out of it if they're a witch. How much? Certain groups use it. Other groups don't touch it. Okay? In fact, it's capital punishment to touch it. The death sentence. But some use it, but they twist it. They take it out of context.
Stay here just a moment, Johnny. During the preaching service, which will start in about 5 minutes, I'm going to be preaching a message on the real cure for witchcraft and all bondage. And we invite you to stay for that. Then at 11:15, Johnny Todd will speak again in this building, and we'll have him continue from where he has left off, so that he will not be repeating himself. You can ask more questions. So if you'll just stay through the preaching service at 11:15, the second Sunday school session will start, and Johnny Todd will continue from the point of having left off. But first, I'd like to ask just a couple of questions, Johnny. A few years ago, I became interested in the subject of Freemasonry, and I'm wondering, is the witchcraft initiation anything like the Masonic initiation?
first level witchcraft and first level masonry initiation is identical. The only difference is that my wrist was cut and I signed a blood pact, and that I was nude and they are clothed. That's the only difference. The words, the act, the tying, the blindfold, the charge, everything, even the pledge of secrecy is exactly the same. There's no difference. And the sixth level initiation of witchcraft blood sacrifice is the same initiation to the highest level of masonry, the 35th, called the rite of the warrior on the block.
Absolutely, Sir John. Fear not them which kill the body but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Absolutely.
35th degree, the 31st degree, which most of our politicians are 35th degree Masons. Yeah. Whoa. There's no such thing as a warlock. If you're witnessing to a witch, please, unless it's a Satanist, please call them a wizard or a witch. You've got to call them anything except idiot. Well, that's true. I was an idiot. I mean, anybody that's done it is. But, go ahead, finish your question. They don't believe in hell. They believe when they die, they will come back in another life. Okay?
In other words, it's deception. All right. Remember again, Johnny Todd will speak here again at 11:15. So,
after a year's worth of training, initiated to the sixth level or grand druid position of witchcraft, I sat on a council of 13 people that take orders only from the Rothschild Tribunal in London, which they claim they take their orders directly from Lucifer. And that's why they reside. Somebody's asking me if some of the Rothschilds live in California. Not those directly related to the tribunal. They won't leave England. Some live in France, but they always come over to England because they believe that England is the place that Lucifer is most fluent and can speak to them more in person than he could anywhere else. And from talking to Christians in England, they estimate there's only 2% of the population are Christians in this Great Britain country. So they have quite a fluent time over there. In fact, some friends of mine just brought pictures back of where they're building homes with broomstick poles coming out of the chimney for the witch spirits to land on to bless their homes. These aren't ignorant people. These are the new $1 million mansions that are going up. Not just a superstition. The country has really gone back to witchcraft. It was originally total witchcraft. So this is the atmosphere I came out of. I was saved in Labor Day of 72 in San Antonio through a movie, You Cross the Switchblade, a coffee house ministry that belonged to a Baptist church there, and then later deliverance through that Baptist church. I've been ministering with people in the occult, and in the last year, my main ministry has been to Christians playing with the occult. And we're going to demonstrate that in a minute here. But this is what our ministry outlook has been. We just, in September, went to Minneapolis, St. Paul area, which is where the occult owns one of their Bible colleges, their printing company,
There we go.
That was it?
Yeah, well, that's side A. That's side A. We've got side B to go, and then obviously there's six tapes now, so it'll be like 12. So I'll do side B for the first tape, probably midweek or something. At that point, tomorrow I'll be doing the second part of the Bill Johnson and Bethel Church thing. You know, the one that the one that Bill Johnson that I get triggered at, that his doctrine is just ridiculous doctrine of man, that it just takes everything out of biblical context, that's for sure. But yeah, thanks for that. If you're still here, Barbara. If not, thanks for coming, Barbara. Nice one for that. We'll do the second side B at midweek. I mean, then it'll be tape 2. I think every tape's got an A, B. I think it's just like that. It's literally a cassette tape. You know what I mean? Turning it around, that's literally what it is.
There's got to be a way to filter that feedback out of it, though, man.
I don't know anything how to do that. I mean, I wish I did. I haven't got a clue. It's just something I have to deal with. But you know what I mean? It's only twice a week. No, we can do it. Most people in chat listen a bit and are chatting to each other, and you know what I mean? It's I can deal with it. I can deal with it. I mean, I know it's old, it's been compressed a load of times. When it comes to filtering it, I haven't got a blooming clue. I don't know how to do that kind of stuff. I barely know how to edit a video. You know, I mean, I know how to edit a video now, but basic editor. I mean, I haven't done a video in a while, actually. It's because I've been loads of just do live streams now. I will do another video soon, but yeah, I might end up doing one through the week or something. But yeah, nice one, guys, for turning up. Thanks for that, Barbara, again, and thank you everybody for turning up. I'm going to play out with Mr. Super Side right now. Anything to say in chat? And Alan, Roger, Vicky, Ryan.
Yeah, ending. Are we
You're
ending?
tired, so you go back to sleep then.
Thank God it's Saturday. Or
I will be.
whatever
I'll
day
be
it is,
having
Saturday.
that.
Sunday now.
It's Sunday.
I can sleep
Sunday.
all day, so it's all good.
Yeah.
I'll see you at 12.
Thanks, John. Bless you, man. Bless you.
Enjoy your bank
I know, I love you guys.
everyone.
Yeah, I thought it was all when he said you could buy a manager for $1 million. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. We don't have a bank holiday over here, but
good morning.
Will we have
Should I say good morning, not good night?
I'll trade with you.
So, all the British people, enjoy your bank holiday.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Americans, I'm really sorry that you ain't got
Thanks.
Blame the government.
Yeah.
Right.
Enjoy my holiday. I don't celebrate holidays.
No, it's a bank holiday.
That's not a real holiday.
It just means people aren't going
Bank
to
holiday
work.
just means those goofballs at the bank don't go to work.
Yeah.
Everybody else
Just means you don't go to work for that day. But yeah, no, a lot of people work on a bank holiday, but most people don't work on bank holidays. Most places let you have the bank holiday off, don't they?
Okay, raise your hand if you ever got up in the morning and never got out of bed and never did anything that day except go to the bathroom. Raise your hand. Nobody, right?
I can't do that.
So nobody's resting. Nobody's resting. There's nobody else. There is no rest, bro.
Second, man.
Sandro said, yeah, let's celebrate the Illuminati banks.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate Miles getting early on a Monday.
Right, let's play out Mr. Super Sidewinder and Hey Gabrielle. I think it's this time again.
Nice.
And which one is it? Which one is it? It'll come up. It'll come up. Nothing's gonna change my love for you. That's a song. I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's lyrics.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah, man.
A nice little tune.
Yeah.
And Ryan dropped out again. Where'd he go?
Yeah, he did say good.
Hi, Ryan.
In chat.
I didn't say it.
So. Oh, I thought it was me getting rid of that. Right. That was that's Mr. Super Sidewinder. Well, the girl's called Gabriella, and then playing the harmonica in the background is Mr. Super Sidewinder. It's all in his channel. It's all in his channel. It's all in his channel. If you got, I don't know, you might have Mr. Super Sidewinder's. Be Mr. Super Sidewinder's link, just in case you haven't got it. Hey, Luke, I'm just finishing, dude.
Sorry.
just actually did the last finishing song, but it's good to see you, man. Good to see you.
You made it just in time.
For the very, very end. Let me just get Mr. Super Sidewinder's link for you, just in case you haven't got it, paper. But there's lots of those songs on there. It's not just Harry he teams up with, there's loads of people. Mr. Super Sidewinder. Mr. Super.
I'm a bit tired.
I know, baby.
Well, Vicky, you're sounding better than you did earlier.
I feel really tired.
There we go.
Better late than never, huh? True.
There you go. There's a link. Mr. Super Sidewinder. There's plenty of them on there with Gabriel and other people as well. There you go, dude. Oh, you play guitar? Brilliant. I used to play a bit of guitar. I've messed up my wrist and my left hand, so I can't really get chords I used to. My thumb sticks out a lot, so I can't get C's and F's. Like a G, a D, an A, I could probably get, but C's and F's, I'd probably have to bar or something. But it's all weird. It's all weird. I was never a good player anyway. I could just strum a few chords and all that. You know what I mean?
I am as musical as a rock.
Yeah, it's quite musical in some cases. You can make a lot of music.
You never tried anything before? No? You never played anything?
Yeah, like when I lived in the pub, they used to try and teach me piano, but I can't really play it. I can play chopsticks, and that's about it.
Chopsticks is pretty good.
I played the recorder at school, but nobody wants to ever hear the recorder because it's awful.
My girls did that at school too. That's what they learned. Yeah,
I mean that's my lifetime. 45 years you played Babe Ruth. Wow. I mean I'm 48, so that's pretty much my lifetime.
I'm 41.
I could try harmonica. Yeah, I could try it. Yeah. I mean, I love guitar though. I mean, there might be, if I learned to play left-handed, I'd be able to strum better on my left than actually form the chords. But it's got to be hard to learn to play left-handed, you know.
What is your name, Jimi Hendrix?
Well, yeah.
Babe, my chest is really itchy, and I'm scared I'm going to get monkeypox.
No fingers needed. Well, you need fingers to bloody hold it.
Yeah, you do.
Get strapped to around your neck, and I know that.
There's a guitar player over here. His name's Phil Kagi. He's missing one of his fingers. But when he went on Johnny Carson's show, and Johnny Carson determined that he was the best guitar player ever to live, and he said, no, it was the other way around. It was Jimi Hendrix that went on the Carson show, and he made a reference to Phil Kagi, which he's missing an index finger on his chord hand, and he actually plays. If you ever listen to the Beatles, he plays their same style of music. Like later on, he's really a good player, but he's a Christian artist. You might like him if you picked up an album or two of his. He's got a couple of good albums, but he's missing one of his chord fingers, and he can still play.
That's mad. That's really good if you can do that.
Yeah, wow. He is pretty good.
Yeah, he must bar a lot of his chords or something. I don't know. I don't even know how to bar properly. I mean,
I never played, so.
Yeah, I
tried.
It wasn't brilliant. I really wanted to get into it, but I didn't. I just learned a few chords, and I always used to play the same bloody thing. I never learned anything else. I just learned to strum a few chords together. I learned to do a few. I managed to do a few. A little bit of the riff from More Than Words by Extreme, and a few Hey Jude by the Beat. No, Hey Jude. Yeah, Hey Jude by the Beatles, because it's an easy strumming one, that type of thing.
You never learned any Black Sabbath songs or anything, because they're only 3 chords, right?
No, I never learned to do anything of any good. Like that. I learned to play a little bit. Smells Like Teen Spirit. You know what I mean? Smells like Nirvana. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have a look at that, Sandra.
It smells like Nirvana.
Yeah, that was Weird Al Yankovic who did that, didn't he? Smells like Nirvana. I love Kurt Cobain. He's a left-handed player. Was a left-handed player.
He was. Yeah. I heard he toured like Ireland and Scotland before he passed away. He was over there doing tours and stuff. That's where he spent most of his time.
Well, his last major one before he passed away was Live and Unplugged in New York, wasn't it? That's when he was getting back into his swing of things. So, as for him committing Harry Carey, I don't believe it.
Harry Carey.
He was at his happiest then.
Harry Carey.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
What did Harry Carey?
Scotland? What you say in Scotland for unaliving yourself?
What did Harry Carey?
Harry Carey. Commit Harry Carey.
Well, Harry Carey's what the samurais do when they snuff it.
Yeah. They stab themselves, don't they? And they fall on their own blade.
Lovely.
Yeah, so it's committing Harry Carey.
Don't anybody go and try that, please.
No, but it's what we say. It's what we say. But we say in Scotland, committing Harry Carey.
I'm going to bed.
So yeah, bless you guys. Nice one for coming in YouTube land. And I'll see you tonight on Flats. I don't think it's put it out yet. No, of course not. It's only midday for us, just past midday.
I'll see you when I stop hibernating in my bed.
Bless you guys. Hear the sunset free is free.
Indeed.
Bless you guys. Ta-da.
Bye.